That's me. Hello, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, everybody, depending on what time it is for you, where you are. Happy Saturday. Welcome to my stream. Do you like my summer hat? I wanted to get a bucket hat that I could wear when the sun starts coming out, when it's to keep the sun off of my big bald head and then like ears and neck and stuff. And I deliberated for a long time over exactly the specifications of said hat. And this is the direction we've gone with. It is a little low. You could probably do a little of this action, and then you may indeed call me Raggedy Ann. But I thought I would show it. It fits my head, which is nice. I have a big fat head, so sometimes you put on a hat, and then you get the miner's headlamp striations in the forehead. Then you go, oh man, me and my big fat head. Armist Links, thank you for the 3-month resub. That was yesterday, but thanks anyways. 10 out of 10. Can you see where you're going? That remains to be seen. I have yet to do game footage. Come along, there we go. I have yet to take it for a street run. It hasn't been, I mean, it's been sunny, but it's also been cold, so I've been just wearing my warm hats. But I think I might, next time we get like a good spring weather style of day. We want Hazel to not walk into lampposts. I also would like to not walk into lampposts. I think I'm safe enough in my normal neighborhoods. I've done those walks enough times that I can use the force. But yeah, if I'm going exploring, I may not see anything coming. I play WoW with sound on when I'm streaming, and then when I'm not streaming, it's kind of 50-50. Sometimes I just kind of leave it this way, and then sometimes I will mute sound and then put music on instead. Get some Paddington Bear vibes. Looks cute. I should be so lucky as to aspire to Paddington levels of drip. Alrighty. I am a warrior. I've got 2 Mogu Runes of Fate. I'm waiting for Undasta. I'm frozen. I'm frozen. Can you hear me? Is my computer frozen? My WoW's okay. Hang on a second. We good? Maybe it was just my studio freezing up. That was weird. I wanted to thank Kia Kalani for a 7-month resub. Happy spring, or Southern Hemisphere autumn. Back? Yeah. Yeah, I lagged out pretty hard. Bummer, I hope that's not a consistent thing this morning. Eggs from Brecky with a 2-month resub. Thank you very much. Welcome back. Yeah, I'm not using OBS. What else was I gonna say? I'm a warrior. I'm gonna do Endasta. Oh yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do it all day, but I do want to do it for some amount of today, because I have only 2 streams left of the week, and I want to do... Oh, I'm lagging again. I'm lagging again. Oh, my upload's tanking too. That's weird. It did this yesterday at the top of the stream, and then it figured itself out, and then it was okay. Here, we need to leave myself in a really flattering facial expression just in case we get frozen. Leveling a disc priest alt through dungeons, healing. Scary. Ask the hunter if he will tame. But Mount Farm. I feel like it's 9 a.m. on a Saturday. Oh man. I wonder how to fix my encoder. It's really, I can't tell if it's my internet or if it's my encoder. My WoW is okay, although once again my frame rate is above its allowed amount. Let me see here. I say stick to 60. 1710 Poland. 910 for me, although I have been up for a little bit. I yesterday had no, how do the kids say, executive function. So I got the news video recorded, but then could not edit it. So I decided to wake up early this morning and do it instead. And that more or less worked out. Tech issues not allowed on Saturdays. We at the very least need to get the technical difficulties straightened out and out of the way before the drilling sounds begin. What would a Saturday stream be if it went really smoothly? Mine was huge last night too. Snowed here overnight, woke up to some slush. Hi. I was checking the frost dates. I was looking at the Farmer's Almanac to find out when the predicted last frost date for my postal code is. And they were like, you know, mid-April, and I thought, what? There's no way. I mean, there's a way, clearly. And I know it's not like a prediction, it's more of a probability thing. Like they said 33% odds that that's here, your last frost. But I've gambled, I've planted things already. Started exploring the Forbidden Reach. My shaman killed a few rares. Haven't been able to go into vaults yet. I don't know how much I'm going to do on alts for Forbidden Reach. I think my main goals for Forbidden Reach are to get the pets and the mounts. And that'll probably keep me busy until 10.1. I can't imagine 10.1 taking so long to come out. Like, for my alts, I would like to get more of them leveled to 70, but I don't think I need to necessarily be grinding vaults on them. Does seem late. What made me want to cut my hair? A bunch of stuff that mostly boiled down to I wanted short hair. Maintenance, ease of practicality, ease of showering after a workout without having to do a whole production were all factors. Just a break of babysitting the mop that used to live on my head. Do you think that WoW will ever have player housing? Yeah, I think they'll do it. I think they'll do it eventually. I think they're taking time to make sure that they do it right. But I think that they'll do it eventually. I think it's such an easy hype win, and I think that they want it too. They just, you know, last time we had player housing, it was garrisons, and nobody remembers those very fondly. Got 2 dragon shards from a rare that counts as 2 mobs. Holy, that's lucky. Doing a flying drive from Vancouver to Calgary. Do you have any local musts in Vancouver? I will warn you that you are, without a doubt, more adventurous than I am, and you have probably spent more time in Vancouver than I am. I live very close to it, but I am the biggest homebody that you'll ever see in your life. So what have I actually done in Vancouver? When I was 12, I went to Granville Island and saw some form of farmer's market and had some form of cheese. I mean, that would have been 18 years ago, but there's probably still cheese there. I don't have very much. Less shampoo. Your IG post had the fabled lamp? It did have the fabled lamp. Amount of money I've saved shaving my head on shampoo. And I mean, I was using all manner of stuff. I have natural curls, and I had decided for like the year or so previous to shaving my head that I didn't want to straighten them anymore. I was kind of tired of burning my hair into submission. So I wanted to wear it natural, and I figured that'll be easy, right? I definitely can just kind of take a more low-key approach and then have curls. And then it turns out if you want your curls to like work, it's not so cheap and easy. Morning, Hazel. Homebody and a nerd. Eat 18-year-old cheese. Is there a requirement to be able to turn primal focus for rep? Primal focus. You might know more than me. I don't know what you mean by primal focus. Is this a Forbidden Reach thing? I don't think I'm gonna be much help. All for low maintenance hair. Did it like Final Fantasy XIV where you have to bid on the plot? I think that's my number one, not to be contentious. I respect your opinion. But I think that's the number one thing that I don't want them to do, is to make it a finite thing that not everybody can get, that you have to be in competition with other people in order to do. I like the way that BDO does it, where the housing plots are in the cities, but they're phased in instants. So if you buy an available one, it's okay that other people on the server also want to live there. Like you walk into the place and then it phases to you. Goodest of mornings. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. Crafting stuff for my keys. Isn't that Primal Chaos? Maybe I'm mistaken. What else was I gonna say? It was something about short hair. Oh yeah, I just wanted to spend less. I just wanted less of my sphere to be. I wanted to kind of deprioritize vanity for a little bit to free up a little extra energy to work on myself, I guess. Just I was a little overwhelmed, and it seemed like one less thing to worry about would be nice. I definitely did not. I think one thing that some people misunderstand is that I didn't cut it short because I thought it would look good. The point was that I wasn't wildly worried about whether or not it would look good. It's looking good was not the top priority of my mind, and I wanted to kind of live that for a while. Perhaps later I will be once again invested in having long flowing bouncy curls, and at that time I can start the long and awkward journey of growing them out. But for now, I need like help. And it's a little, I'm not saying that having short hair is going to make me all better, but it is one less thing to worry about. For the record, does look good. Oh, shucks. I actually really like it too. I like it a million times more than I thought I did. I thought I would. My original plan was I was gonna shave my head one day when I had an off-screen job, or like an off-camera job where no one had to look at me and I could just be like an editing gremlin wearing hoodies all the time. Because I figured that if people saw me with a shaved head, they would throw fruit and like berries at me, but like not the yummy ones. But I have yet to be tomatoed, so far so good. Midnighter, thank you for the 12-month resub. Goodness, a whole entire year. Yippee, love the content. Thank you, Hazel. Well, cheers. Game's lagging bad now too. Oh, thanks, Game of On. I think that visible appeal has to do with people's preferences, which are outside of my control. But it also has to do with I don't know, energy. And that is one thing that you have control over, regardless of what you look like, is what kind of vibe you're putting out there. And I have an easier time with my vibe if I slept in for an extra 20 minutes instead of trying to not even wash and dry my hair. That's like that used to be like a 90-minute to 2-hour process if I actually wanted to wash it and heaven forbid get it wet. The 20 minutes was just to kind of like go, you know. Foci, not infusions. Turned in 2 at a time. This is total news to me that you can turn in stuff like that for rep. If they made a guild house that would be phased in another map for each guild. Subplots, everyone has their own room in the guild garrison. I think it would be kind of interesting, but I wouldn't want it to be the only available method of housing. Like, there's probably plenty of people that don't feel a strong connection to their guild, that don't necessarily want their house to be in like a big barracks building or even in like a little village with the rest of their guildies. And then if they really wanted to be antisocial, they then have their own guild, and then they have like a ghost town, you know. I think it would be neat if there were options to set up housing in like, you know, friend areas or guild areas or in communities and whatnot. But having it be like the primary lens through which housing layout is done, I think would be a bit of a bummer for people that aren't super invested in their guilds. It also begs a lot of questions about what happens when you leave the guild, or when you change guilds, or when the guild disbands, or when there's a coup, you know. I think it's easier to have it be not connected. Howdy and meowdy. Kitty cat. Meowdy. You this morning sat up and said with your entire lungs, meow, what? She's working on her Donald Duck impression, I think. Thank you for conveying my message. Oh, of course she's right here. It seemed important. I have a little sprout of a tomato plant, and I have some little lettuce, although I think I might not be allowed to let all 3 lettuces grow out of the lettuce pod in the hydroponics kit. And then I have a little basil sprout that's starting over, and then the cilantro can't decide if it wants to start or not. I guess I'll just hope for the best. But it's fun having little baby plants. It's a lot, actually. I think with plants, I have something a bit similar to something I feel sometimes with RPGs. Games, not launchers. Where the beginning is the most fun and satisfying part, because the beginning is filled with potential, it's filled with dreams, it's filled with possibilities, but on a day-to-day basis, beginnings of raising plants and also of starting like a game, they have very limited, they're more limited in scope. There's not so many things you have to worry about. There's Like, you're at the beginning of a Pokemon game. You don't have a team of 6 yet. You have 1, maybe 2 Pokemon. You've got, like, 2 moves that you're using. It's... The scope hasn't widened out yet, and everything's very, like, organized and manageable. And your goals, like, make sense. There we go. Shiny pile of refuse. And... da-da-da, gold. Alright. Well, now I know that there is going to be... There's going to be 15 minutes before it spawns again. I wonder if I can just keep an eye on... Actually, I kind of want to take her back to Veldraken. 15 minutes, because I have another character that's like already set up and ready to go there. So I'm going to set my watch timer. I'm gonna play the Undasta chicken game that I played before and try and like do things in between Undasta spawns. This might be a big mistake, but we'll see. You can turn in foci for reputation with a renown. Next to consortium people to the right of where you put in work orders. Is this new to 10.07? And second of all, I guess I'm asking for too much. I was going to say, remind me what a foci is and how you get it, but then I thought maybe I should just Google it. I'm gonna do that, yeah. I'm gonna see if I can get there and do that in the time that I have available. New to 10.07, end of dungeon stuff / raid boss. The things that you combine to make the primal infusion? That one? Turn into tokens to upgrade gear via crafting. Oh. Blizzard come out with any new plushies? I haven't heard, but I'm also pretty out of tune with the gear store announcements. I haven't been paying attention. I think that unless it was just the most life-changing plushie that I've ever seen in my life, and I don't know what would qualify it as such, but I'm not gonna, I don't think I'm gonna get any more unless it's a real big deal of a plushie, like a design that they've never done before, not just a recolor of an existing design. I have enough, you know? I can't think of any job in my life, any task I might need to do, any goal I might need to aspire towards that I could do with one more plushie that I cannot do with the however many I currently have. You know, the collection, it's good. It's as big as it's gonna need to be, I think. Plus, now that I'm in Canada, it is much less convenient to get stuff from the Blizzard Gear Store. It has to clear customs. Sometimes, you are not able to pay the customs fees before ordering something, so you get billed for them later. You have to, the shipping's quite expensive. It's like a big whole thing, so I think I might just have enough merch. Might want a Mercastraza plushie. Nightsaber plushie that looks like Kira. Tragicarp with a 12-month resub. Happy 1 year. Appreciate it very, very much. Also the Capybara with 7 months. Hi. Hello. Appreciate it. How are we doing here? I've got a bunch of unlocks that make all this easier, but I shouldn't get too cocky and just AFK. I need another kitty cat. Yeah, I can jump ladder. Good. Good. Is this a good bunch of experience? It's some experience. The important thing is, oh no, it's a one-handed sword. I was gonna say I need a two-handed sword because I'm Titan's gripping or whatever, but that's a one-handed sword. That's not actually gonna help me. I want to do... There's a cataloger's balloon over there, and there's a dragon riding world quest up there. We need a squirrel mount in the game. A seasonal vicious squirrel mount. I would lose my marbles for a vicious squirrel mount. I would love to see also more, it's not really part of my brand or anything, but rabbits and bunnies. I know we got the Lunar Festival one. I couldn't tell you what it's called off the top of my head. Jade, Bright Fourth here, that's the one. I want just like garden bunnies, you know. I want that's a beautiful magical water one, but I just want like a fluffy brown one, you know. More bunny mounts. Imagine a plushie of a butternut squash haunting you forever. I thought I was being so clever when I finally peeled it and chopped it up and made it into soup, and I thought, aha, I've conquered you, butternut squash, but now the soup is just in my fridge. Should have frozen it. Just looking at me being like, you don't want this soup, do you? You don't even like soup. Alright, I want to do this. The idea being that I'll get a little bit of gold. I'm not against gold. I'm not opposed to gold. And then, nice, easy, little bit of experience without needing to actually swing my mismatched swords. I haven't tried the new accessibility options for dragon riding yet, but I also don't know if I need them. I feel like I found a comfortable place where dragon riding doesn't make me ill anymore. I don't do it in like, you know, hours and hours at a time, but it's definitely the settings that I've cobbled together for me and my own particular brain and eyes have been working good, which is a big relief. I was so worried early in beta. Oh, wrong way. I guess I don't really need to use speed boosts. If anything, they just make it harder to go. It's not like I need to do it in any particular time frame. Pet battle over there. And then there's cataloging over there. Pet battle's worth... Oh, no, it is worth the same amount of experience. Do I have a team set up for it, actually? I must have something. Not played WoW since Hogwarts Legacy came out. Been trying to 100% that. I bet that would be a big project. I want... this. There's a... Yeah, I want to do the pet battle. I have 6.5 minutes before I need to log on to the next... next Undasta character. I do need to turn on rematch, though. Yeah. Big yes and squirrel mount can climb trees. That would be neat. What if they did a patch with I mean, I guess it would have to be a zone where you can't normally fly. Otherwise the point is a bit goofy. What is this called? This world quest is, I mean, you have to start somewhere. Sure. I'm doing the humanoid strategy for no particular reason. I've probably already done it. Greymore, thank you for the 4-month resub. Chipped away more at Spiritfarer on my Switch. What a masterpiece. I don't know if I've heard of that one. Spiritfarer. It sounds like a Miyazaki style game. I started a new book. I got sick and tired of finishing books too quickly. They were all just too short and they weren't dense enough. They didn't have enough to think about. They were too straightforward. I need books that will confuse me, apparently. So I finished my reread of The Martian and I thought, I'm gonna try something that has been recommended to me more than anything else, not just on stream, but also just in the wider world of being adjacent to people that like books. And I wanted another series, and I wanted it to have an awful lot of words in it to keep me busy for a while, because I miss the security of being in Wheel of Time and knowing that I have book to read at bedtime. So I, after some amount of deliberation, have decided to begin Dune. I went all in right off the get-go and bought all 6 books at once, so that there's no reading the first one and going, yeah. Which I guess that maybe I should have just bought the first one and then maybe committed to the package, because last time the Dark Tower series, I read the first one and then I never read any more of them because I was good. But I'm 1 chapter in, and so far it's precisely what I was looking for. So I think I'll be enjoying that for a good long time. The summary of all 6 books said that there was 3,000 pages involved, which is more or less what I'm looking for. You're all in now. Don't tell me the later ones are disappointing. I'm reading them anyways. It's one of the most highly accoladed and recommended fantasy / sci-fi series that I've come across. So, and I've never read it. I did watch the movie that came out whenever that was. So I have, at least for the first book, I have some frame of reference, although I'm trying very hard to build a mental image of the main character or in my mind that is not related to Timothy Chalamet, just because that's sometimes the trouble with seeing the screen adaptation first, is that you end up with this picture in your mind of what somebody looks like, and it can cause you to like overlook how they're actually described in the book. So I'm trying to cleanse my mental camera a little bit. The 2021 movie is the one that came out more recently. I've never seen the 1984 one. Read anything by Tad Williams. I am unlikely to pick up anything aside from Dune for possibly years, just based on how long it is. Wheel of Time took me, I think, I don't know exactly the number, but I want to say 13 to 14 months to read all of them. So I'm probably not looking for anything new for a hot minute. I am doing horribly on this quest. In 2 minutes and 15 seconds, I need to start thinking about logging back over to catch the next Undasta spawn. I have unlocks, and I'm just not a very good cataloging photographer. This is also my least favorite of the cataloging quests. That's worth something. I know it's more about getting the quote-unquote rare ones, but this one I find hard sometimes to aim in a way that, like, catches it because the balloon gets in the way. At least as far as I can tell. Maybe there's, like, a trick. Enjoyed Jean Emil's Earth Children's. That I actually have read multiple times because I had it as a kid. I had it as a kid that's probably younger than should have been reading it because there are explicit scenes in that. And some real dicey content. But as a kid, I really enjoyed them. As an adult, I find that the farther into the series you get, the more kind of eye-rolly it gets, and that the main character is very much kind of a Mary Jane situation where, you know, everything she does wrong is an accident, and all of her flaws are cute, and all of her triumphs are, like, life-changing for the evolution of the species, and it's just kind of a bit much. Reading that when I was like 10. Yeah, and I don't think I understood really at the time. I didn't really know what they meant by a lot of the descriptions, but when I revisited it later, I was like, oh, jeez. I mean, nobody suggested that I start reading it. I just found a novel in my house, and then I started reading it, because that's how I killed time as a child. What about you? Big dragon, yeah. Zoom in, center the camera on your targets. Okay. Yeah, let's try it in first person. That might do better. I mean, the camera's up there, but maybe my camera? I miss taking pictures with a real camera. I dug up some of my... There we go. Nice. Do I need to wear that? I do, actually. That's a nice upgrade. So let's throw that on, and then I'm going to log out for the moment, and then log back over to Inksy and get ready for the next Undasta spawn. I'm going to start my new books yet? Yeah, I just started. I'm one chapter in. I'm one chapter into Dune. I wanted to keep going, but then I really needed to sleep. So I revisited some of my favorite paragraphs from the first chapter and then tried to use that to go to sleep. Undasta has a chance to drop a mount. The Cobalt Primordial Direhorn. DSLR camera bought for school that I've been wanting to break out again. Yeah, if you still have it, it's super... I feel like it's always a good time to kind of find all your batteries and, you know, dig up your memory cards and just play around with it. When I first got the cameras, in order to learn how to use them, like, I got them for work, but I wanted to... you know, when I first got my hands on a DSLR, and I had only before ever used like a point-and-shoot camera very poorly, I was very overwhelmed by the amount of controls on the camera, and I wanted to learn more about them. So I read through a couple of online courses and just kind of went and took a bunch of pictures outside to kind of trial and error things like exposure, mostly, like the intersection between ISO and shutter speed and all this. Different angles of lens and width and zoom and that kind of thing. And I was just kind of messing around for practice, but a lot of the photos that I took while I was learning are still some of my favorite pictures to go back and look on. I had like 2 walks that I took in the mid-20 teens where I took a couple pictures of birds, and they're very cute birds, and sometimes I go, wow, that's a cute bird. Looks great. Yeah, the cameras are quite expensive. I'm lucky that I have extras from just years of replacing and upgrading my equipment, and then the one time where I fried a camera but then decided to have it repaired, but then replaced it in the meantime because the repair was going to take too long. That was an expensive mistake, but now I have 2. should anything happen, I do have a backup for this particular camera that's on me right now. Talk about privilege. Gunmetal Gaunts. Some parts of the rating's a bit rushed. The first sci-fi book that focused so much on world building. I think that's what I'm kind of excited about with it, is that world building is one of my favorite aspects of a really good story. It's one of the things that I get the most invested in, and I like being able to... I like worlds that feel alive and real, and that interact in a lot of different ways, and not in just the ways that are needed for the story. I got loot. I got a Ring of Shamuru, which is not what I needed. How am I doing on bonus rolls? I have 3 Mogu Runes of Fate left on this character. I'm going to reset my 12-minute timer, and then I'm going to go back and keep leveling Crinkle. I got my disco toy. I will I can show it once I get on Crinkle. It was delivered overnight. I claimed it yesterday evening in the Twitch Drops interface, and then this morning I had it waiting in the game. That's what I'm enjoying about playing different games right now. New worlds. Yes, you can disable the experience bar. If you go into edit mode, and you click on it, I believe you can enable or disable it. Actually, I'm not sure if you can disable it while you're still leveling. Let me take a look at that. That's a helmet. $50 sounds like a bigger commitment than I'm really wanting to sign up for. Dune is like, they're long, but there's like 6 of them, you know? Oh. 50 sounds intimidating. If I was preparing for the end days and I needed enough material to last me until the smoke from the volcanoes blotted out the sun, then maybe. I wanted to, 1, show off the disco toy, which is spelled with because it's an acronym. Dancer's Integrated Sonic Celebration Oscillator. It's a 5-minute cooldown, and this is what it does. It throws down the box, and then you can click on it, and it'll and then you'll dance. Tried, did not see a disable. Edit mode. You know what? You might be right. You may not be able to disable it while you're leveling. I think the disabling it might be finish leveling and then it'll be gone. I think I was confusing it with the rep bar that you have in that same spot as a higher level character. I want to head into the Waking Shores and do yeah, climbing, cataloging, and dragon riding world quest. That'll work. I should also maybe pick up a couple of nodes of mining if I can find them. Titan touched. Oh. This character, she's 68 and a little bit. Oh, hang on, we need to overload it. May as well get it cooling down. I get a portal. Oh, you know what? I think it just bugged out last time. Tuskar tackle boxes, okay. And then she's got full rested, and she's getting less than 1%, 2,600. Yeah, less than 1% of a bar for mining a node, but not nothing. It's not awful. Disturb dirt. Yeah, I should do the dirt. Look at all these Tuskar tackle boxes. Holy smokes. Cheese and crackers. I, this morning, was outside and I was getting some exercise, and I thought, you know what would be really cool and make me feel like super unstoppable is if I ran up a big hill. You know, why walk up hills? I was out for a run, so I was wearing like my athletic stuff, but it was why walk up the hill when you can just eat it? And that was a really great idea for about 10 seconds, and then it was a challenge that I regretted deeply because I felt like I needed to stick with it. Sure makes the rest of the run a lot more, you know, you're just checking to make sure that your heart still works. I want to climb... Oh yeah, over this one, that's right. Floyd here now. Hello! Welcome back. Leia, thank you very much for the 22-month resub. Appreciate it. This one. And then these quests are actually really easy if you do them in a group, because as long as you're looting separate nodes, you can share credit for the nodes that you're looting. So if you have, if you're world questing with friends, climbing ones tend to go quite quickly. It's really nice. As long as you're not getting bullied by Gorlocks. There's the dragon scale bags were as numerous as the tackle boxes. Yeah. Or that there was like some way to filter them out or change the icon. I want to, and at some point we'll need to really grind the expedition packs to try to get the mount, because my main is capped with the dragon scale renown. So she needs to loot a bunch of packs and try to get the skitterfly mount. I would like it very much. But they're tough to find. Maybe I'll just throw a perception file on and then just loot every chest that I come across for X amount of time and just see what I can get. That is Primalist Forces slain. I'm looking for the dragon racing ones. I know they changed the icon, but it's actually kind of hiding them for me a little bit. Something satisfying about gunning it though. Yeah, I felt really powerful for 5 to 10 seconds. Air cheat with a 21-month resub. Is this thing still on? Nope, out of gas. Out of battery. Morning, Hazel. Good morning. Bug where my ambient sound setting keeps resetting to 60%. I don't know that I have. Ambient sound keeps resetting to 60? Is my ambient sound on 60 would be a good first question. My ambient sound is disabled. I have 64 audio channels. Ambient... Oh yeah, it is at 60. I couldn't tell you here. Let's put it to 50 and then see if it goes back at any point. Origami-on, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Oh, there's another one over here. I have... What's my timer looking like? 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes before I gotta log into my next Jundasta character. Resets when you open and close the WoW client. Oh, okay. That's kind of a bummer. Hopefully they get that sorted out. Favorite WoW toy, the Convergent Prison. Laser pointer, you can summon a cat to follow it. Oh, that's fun. I wonder if I have that. I might. It sounds familiar. I do not have it. It's from Dragon Isle's Jewel Crafting. I see. This one. Okay. I wonder what my blacksmithing's doing. I haven't looked at it in a while. I kind of lost track of what I wanted to do with it. I had some notion about using blacksmithing to make a bunch of profession tools for my alts. But, and I'm kind of making a half-hearted effort to get my profession knowledge. I wouldn't say every week, but sometimes. Now and then. Oh, you ever fly right through a tree just on faith that it's not real? Just close your eyes and burst through the leaves and just trust that there's no branches in the way. Oh. Buy off the auction house. I need some Dragon Isles crafted pets still, I'm pretty sure. I thought I work ordered them. I think I work ordered the set. Was it it was an amalgamation. Sophic amalgamation. I almost called it a sapphic amalgamation. Sophic amalgamation, different thing. Yeah, I did get that one because I have it right here. There is a waygate to turn in. There's a pet battle you can do. Yeah, actually, I kind of want the battle stone. I can upgrade a pet's quality with that, so let's go do that. Love the interviews. Glad you get those opportunities. Well, thanks, infected. I want to say dragon, but then that's not exactly how the letters go. Appreciate it. Howdy, squad. What's up, Super Chief? How you doing? This way. That way. I stopped dead in the middle of my pet battle achievement, the big one, the Dragon Isles Family Battler. I was doing, I guess middle is a strong word. I had some amount of progress. I need to just do it off stream. I need to find a time to just, I don't know, drink a gigantic pot of tea and then just off stream crank that out. It's like, I don't mind doing it. I don't mind doing very rote tasks, but it seems like it is so boring to watch. And because I need to pay enough attention to be able to execute the strategies correctly, because I'm not importing scripts for them, I have to pay so much attention that I can't even really talk to chat. So it's just, you know, hours of me executing, you know, data entry. It's really not the best thing to do on stream. Haniko. Haniko's world quest is called The Terrible 3. I have 2 minutes left of this, and there is a little bit of, there's a little bit of this. I'm trying to look for like a easy one. These are all for the achievement, but they're also the only ones that I currently have. You know what? I'm going to log on a little early to my next Undasta character, and then in the meantime, I'm just going to get a general use Haniko strategy off of Zufu and import one with a nice script, because I think I actually did Haniko with all of the types already anyway, so I don't need any more for the achievement. Zufu. Pet battle strategies. Dragonflight world quest. So let's see, we've done 1, 2, 3. Crinkle, I'm pretty sure we already did. We did do Crinkle already. Honey Plum may or may not need doing. I guess I only have 2 minutes, so we'll go back for those ones because they need to get back to town. This character at least is already there. Remastering. Rounds 9 and a script, okay. She has 6 Runes of Fate, so she's been restocked at least. I also, off-stream, restocked my main for the token, so she's all set for next week. Turn rematch back on. Double check to make sure I have that, and also pet battle scripts enabled. Double reload, risky. Was Crinkle named after your love of crinkle fries? Yes. Yes, she is. Remastering. Alright, so let's just go into the general tab. Import a new one, create a new copy, and then we're going to attach a script to it, and then I can do that pretty easily. I'm pretty sure for Dragon, Family Battler of the Dragon Isles, I think that Haniko is done for all of them. Yeah, so I could even delete the elemental. Well, you know what? I'm not going to delete the elemental teams because I might need them. I might need them for the trading post. Last month I got some trading post credit for doing single type pet battles. Like they wanted me to defeat max level Dragon Isles pet battle masters with teams of like humanoid, or there was a specific type that was given, but I got like a good chunk of trading post credit just for having those teams already set up. Oh, Infected Rage. Oh, I see. For my favorite zombie movie. Gotcha. Grant, how are you? I'm doing all right. I am probably going to crash and burn later today, but for right now, I'm feeling real good. Hi, Ben. New upgrade level for the Primal Storms gear will turn into heroic tier pieces in the Catalyst. Sweet potato fries and waffle fries. And curly fries. You can't forget curly fries. Shoestring fries are too salty. IMO. I don't know what you mean by ranch fries. Is this a regular fry that you've dipped in ranch? I'm gonna need more details. Why are curly sweet potato fries a thing? Maybe they can't hold the curly pattern. Curly is indeed best ranch seasoning. What are the actual flavors involved in ranch? What would ranch seasoning taste like? Like, I know that ranch dressing, hang on. Ranch seasoning flavors. Like, what is it? What flavors are in ranch? Salt, garlic, onion, mustard, herbs, commonly chives, parsley, dill, and then spices like pepper, paprika, and then more mustard. Yeah, ranch. Anyone ever ask how is ranch? Curly's a great shape for fries. Well, should be up any minute now. No luck. Not on that one. We got another 12 minutes or so. I should get maybe some of these middle two characters out to Undasta so that they're ready to go so I don't skip over him. Sweet potatoes, uneatable. You're lucky you added the IMO. Sweet potatoes are spiritually important to me. There's a lot of places here that'll do sweet potato fries, but a couple of them, my favorite burger place, unfortunately, and this is the finest of first world problems, they offer sweet potato fries, but they burn them. I don't know if they just cook them for the same amount of time or what the deal is, but they're always a little bit burned. And yet I still order them. That is tragic. I don't know if I'm forgetting or if I've just accepted that I would rather have burned sweet potato fries than just like regular fries. I have so many talents. I must have reset something. So I do have Runes of Fate. That's good. I just need to get out to the Dragon Isle. And I betcha it won't be too bad to do it because if I have Runes of Fate, I've probably done a new Undasta kill already. So we can just kind of head over here, pop through the Pandaria portal, which I think might be downstairs. No, maybe this is Shattrath one that's downstairs. No, Pandaria's right here. Pop through Pandaria, take a nice flight path, be all ready to go. Talents reset at update. Not all of them, though. But yeah. Yeah, they must have changed something. I don't think my evoker talent's changed. Actually, I haven't looked. Maybe my evoker talent super changed and I just didn't notice. Most places make them so they're limp and damp. Have you asked them not to burn them? I don't actually speak any words to anybody at any point in the food ordering process. Which clan did you choose? I went with Warsong. I chose the Blackrock clan because I didn't realize what was going on and they were standing the closest to me. At some point, I'll need to go back to Razor Hill now that it should be theoretically unfazed, and apparently there's an NPC I can talk to change, because I don't really identify with the Blackrock clan. They're big on, like, heavy metal chains, and that's cool, but I'm not that industrial of an orc, you know? I don't know what I'll change it to. I need to look at the options. I just need it to not be Blackrock. Which class do I play in D4? Give me the options. What are the choices? Playing the beta right now. You're not that kind of orc. Easter egg for the Flower Pickers clan. What kind of orc am I? Laughing Skull are my favorite. They're eccentric. I feel like I would want to rewatch the cinematic shorts that they put out ahead of Warlords of Draenor that looked at like the leaders of different orc clans. Because there was one guy, I want to say Kargath, who was down a hand that I remember was kind of cool. There is a Flower Pickers orc clan. Frostwolf seems vibe, but peace, quiet, caring for family. Seem like a necromancer. Which orcs like cuddling and long walks on the beach? Which orcs like serial pursuit of hobbies along with animals in the outdoors? Like a pair of cinematic shorts. Barbarian, rogue, druid, necromancer, sorceress. Okay, traditionally I would start with sorceress. I would want to do some kind of a glass cannony mage style situation, and then I would die a bunch, get annoyed, and then switch to a pet class, which is probably necromancer. If I was going to play. I don't think that I will. If I played Diablo 4 and if I streamed it, it would be a disaster because there's no world in which I do it right. People would ask me questions that I have no concept of how to even begin to frame an answer. And then I would just end up feeling real dumb. It would be like watching watching, you know, people that have never cooked in their lives take like a potato masher and then like a big slotted spoon and then just bang them together and hope that dinner shows up. Sounds like Frostwolf, but you don't like being cold. I don't like being cold, but I did choose to move north. Don't see you enjoying D4. I think my best chance at enjoying D4 is to play completely alone at the dead of night without telling anybody. If I want to play it, I need to do it in a total vacuum as some nice Hazel alone time. What clan was Rexar? That's a good point. Animal friend vibes. Hazel after dark. Yeah, but the part where it's it's not on stream. I should spend some points. Man, just give me starter build. Just put some points in for me. Here we go. Good. Does that channel exist? Oh, sure. Yeah, I don't think they delete it. I think that you can have an inactive channel for as long as you want. I don't think I have high hopes for its continued content generation. I have a hard enough time generating content for my actual channels. Saya's Games, thanks for the 34-month resub. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Alright, I got... How much time am I looking at? I have 6 minutes before I want to log back over here. There's a 2-minute buffer window, just in case, I don't know, I'm like disconnecting or something, so I've got a little bit more time. Maybe I should take a look at one of those characters that's stuck in Stormwind. Although I might have already killed and Dawson some of them. I should double check that. I should double check my raid lockout and just make sure. Yeah, I'm not locked out to it on this one. Waiting for them to finally add Pandaren Heritage Armor. Yeah, after looking at the list of the races that still need Heritage Armor, I am kind of hard up for is that the right way to say that? I doubt it. I am interested. I am professionally interested in Knight, Elf, and Undead. I know that we have Warfront armor that kind of sort of works, but I want, you know, we had Warfront armor that kind of sort of worked for humans and orcs. Alright, this character. Oh yeah. And that didn't stop them from getting Heritage armor. Oh yeah, trolls. Darkspear trolls. Beta was scuffed last night. Running well this morning. Nice. Hard up was what I said, but I don't actually know what it means. I am not locked out to anything, and I have 5 Mogi Runes of Fate, so this character can also stand to get herself over to the Undasta spot. Annoyed that my Magkar orc was not considered an orc. Yeah. I heard that there's some desire for Magkar and regular orcs to be able to share heritage armor appearances. I don't know what kind of precedent it sets, but I do think it would be neat. Say that you think Undead and Night Elf heritage would be real cash money. Nice, but now rotted clothes they were buried in. Haunted mansion. I don't want to do actual Diablo, it's such a grind. Yeah, different... I think for a lot of people, not everybody, but for a lot of people, different styles of game are going to appeal to you at different points in your life, and it's okay to not have the same tolerance for something that you got a big kick out of in your younger years. I have 4 minutes. I wonder how much of this flight path I can get done in 4 minutes. I want to keep my hands warm. I guess I could put a hat on. That might help. Probably not my summer hat. If you showed up a little late, at the beginning of the stream, I was showing off my new, I got a bucket hat to wear in the summertime to keep the sun off of my big bald head. And, it's a little low. I wonder if I can, like... You're right, it is kind of Paddington Bear. Fits, though. I guess maybe you don't have to pull it all the way down in your head, or you can do a little bit of this. I guess you can tilt it back a bunch. Good for fishing. I don't know if I'm gonna wear it fishing. I have a more, like, technical fabric version that's just like a safari looking hat, and I wear that one fishing because it has a chin strap, so if it's windy, my hat does not get taken into the sea. And that one's also probably better for hot weather. This is more of my This is my super cool, very serious street style hat, where all the streetwear photographers will stop me and then get my photo to put in the magazine. That would scare the fish. Right, rain hats though, good for glasses in the rain. I like the flower. I like the flower too. I poked around on Etsy until I found somebody in my province that was making the hats, and then did it that way. Denim wasn't my first choice of fabric, but now that I have it, it reminds me of being like 5 years old and at the beach, and I'm kind of down for that vibe. Let's see. There we go. Sounds like the opposite of what you want. Photographers stopping you and being in magazines. I think I had a nightmare where I got published in Vogue, of all places. Vogue magazine, in this dream that I had last night, did like a profile on me, and they did like a photo shoot like they do with celebrities. But they posted my real name, like my full legal name, which amounts to doxing as far as I'm concerned. And I remember being like, nobody's gonna see it, nobody's gonna see it. Nobody's gonna see it, right? And I was like anxious about this article running that had my actual name in it, and wondering how much the spheres of Twitch viewers and Vogue readers overlapped. No, Hazelnutty is my full legal name. That is correct. Favorite fabric? I'm a big fan of cotton. It's versatile. It can be, a lot of stuff can be done with it. I big pro cotton. Imagine if it was, I would have words with my parents. Dreams are fascinating. Maybe the nightmare was just because I had taken a photo to put on Instagram recently, and it gave me photo shoot nightmares. I'd like to take photos that are not just inside my office, but I don't actually want to, I don't want the experience of taking photos. I just want the photos. And I also want, like, it's this weird thing where you don't want to take a bunch of photos that are super close to where you live, but if you exclusively take photos far from where you live, I don't know if you've ever seen the serial killer shows where they like plot out where the various bodies were dumped and then they triangulate where they're all far from and they're like, that's where the killer lives. It's like that, but for stalking. Cotton Lobby's gotten a Hazelnutty. I like synthetic fibers. I appreciate the utility and the affordability of synthetic fibers, but, and I do have some. It's not like I'm above polyester or polyester blends more specifically, especially in athletic stuff. But I'm not in love with the concept of them shedding microplastic fibers, and there isn't really a good way around that, so I haven't really made my peace with that yet. I'm also, when posing for photos, an absolute loon. I forget everything. I have to take a bunch of photos and vary the pose up a lot so I can go back and look and find one where I look vaguely human, because my initial instinct when posing for a photo is to crank my head either really far forward or really far back. And I don't know why that is. Or like to do a head tilt, but to do like a really exaggerated head tilt. And sometimes I just look as though somebody is shocking me with pokey zappy things. Fancy camera for streaming? Oh yeah, and I have multiple cameras. Photo booth type situation to swap out backgrounds. The trouble is the background swapping. That sounds like stuff. It sounds like stuff that I would need to get that I would then need to store that I don't have. I might just take all the photos in the same place. You know, people manage that. And I have other places, other rooms in my apartment that I could take photos in, but I'm not, I guess I've shared backgrounds of some places here and there in Instagram photos or in like the member videos, but I don't know if I want to make a regular habit of making content in the other rooms, because I kind of like having this be the room where I talk to the internet, and the other rooms are the rooms where I get to just be the me that does not talk to anybody. You know, I have my person room, and then I have my gremlin rooms, and I like keeping those boundaries. $2 reasonably clean. curtain. But then how do you hang the curtain is the thing. I have put up backgrounds before, and especially if you want it to not look horrific, it is not as easy as just throwing a curtain up and then hoping it doesn't fall to the ground before you've taken your photo. I don't own a green screen anymore. They drove me batty. I hated them. I absolutely hated them. I also don't want it to look too much like school pictures, you know? I mean, I guess you could make a thing of it, but... I become a merino wool convert for natural fiber clothing. Sheep are awesome. Sister-in-law tilts her head horizontal in every single photo ever. I had some logic where I'd taken enough photos of myself to realize that I liked them a little bit more if I tilted my chin up a tiny bit. I think it was something to do with the angle that it gave the rest of my face. But I learned that, and then I, like, overlearned it to the point that I do it way too much. I got some robes of Zelmoxies, which was not what I needed. However, that's another Undasta kill on the book, so I can reset my timer, and I can go reflect on which characters still need to go. Hung background fabric with gaffer tape before? What, you just tape it to the ceiling? It just sounds like a lot. It just sounds like a lot of fuss for something of arguable value. Alright, so I did Undasta on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. So Barnacles is the next one that needs to go, but I have 12 minutes for now, and I can get back on Crinkle and see what we can do with her. Tape it to the wall or the bookshelf. I keep merino sheep in Montana. I'm on the board of directors for the Montana Fiber Shed. Trying to educate people on the gigantic environmental impact of the, yeah. Yeah, it's hard because sometimes somebody will know, and it's not like, it's one of those, there's so many large-scale social and environmental problems like that, and it's so, you know, people get kind of worn out of being told to change what they're doing when they're kind of barely scraping by as it is, mentally or financially or otherwise. Especially when clothes that don't use those things can often be much more expensive, along with like ethically produced clothes. Much more expensive. It's a real problem, but I also have sympathy with people that are having difficulty, either people that don't know or that know but just don't have it in them to worry about one more thing. They've hit their cap of worrying. Did not think about the environmental impact, like how it's imitation silk. The thing about the fibers that it sheds is, even just beyond them like being lint and sticking to your clothes, is that they are made of, they're plastic essentially, and they end up in water streams. Like, you know, you throw it through the wash and the microfibers end up in the water, and they end up going back into the lakes and the oceans. And they're getting picked up by animals, they're getting degraded by sunlight, and when you think about plastic in the ocean, you think about like big bottles and big bags, but there's huge amounts of plastic that's getting ingested by not only fish and stuff, but like us, because it's ending up in waterways. And once you put it there in our lifetime, not even close to going away. It's not, you're only adding, you're not removing. It's just getting added to the water. I want to do, oh yeah, that's right. I gave myself a pet strap for that. That's right. I'm not a bio anything, so I don't have specific details, but that's my general impression of the main problem, is that you've got like these, you've got just increasing amounts of plastic that you can't really get away from, that are not so good just on the whole. I would like to begin the pet battle. That's the one. Hazel, hello. I am a bio-human being, allegedly. This is not the right strategy, is it? I have a different strategy. I have a new one. The Terrible 3, not humanoid. This one. Can I set that as the default one? I can set it as favorite. That might just pin it to the top of the list, though. Do I not have pet battle script turned on? I don't think I do, actually. Here. Let's reload that, and then we'll start the battle over again. Hazel. Hello, Scuba Steve. How you doing? I'm wearing one of my scuba shirts. Not that I've ever been scuba-ing. I have yet to scuba. I've never scubed. But if I did scuba, I would want to go look for some fishies. This would be a good fish. I didn't go snorkeling at all last year. I wanted to, but I just ended up going fishing. Angel shirt. Legna shirt. What if I don't change Crinkle's Mog until level 70? Maybe that'll motivate me to keep leveling her. She has to wear any upgrades that she gets, and she's not allowed to Mog them or she's not allowed to Mog the new ones until we hit 70. Bratbox91, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. What am I going to use my stone for? I know I have pets that need upgrading. Whatever gets you to 70, man. Also recommend skydiving. Do not recommend bungee jumping. Not a fan of no backup. Yeah. Scuba kind of stresses me out. As does space travel, although one of those is wildly more accessible to me than the other one. I'm a little nervous of entering any zone that I can't exist in by default. And I guess snorkeling is kind of like that too, but swimming and snorkeling, at least I'm within pretty close reaching distance of the surface. Scuba upsets me. Oh, if I can't scuba, what has this all been about? Can someone give me permission to make my first horror tune? Melville Pear. Do it. Do it. Do it now. Ancient proto-dragons. Yeah. Let's go to the Yunarn Plains. Did I set a timer? I did. I've got 6 minutes left. There's another one there. Another pet battle. Oh yeah, I was gonna see what, let's filter by quality. And see who needs it. Yeah, I've got a pretty good amount of pets that need upgrade stones, so I'm just gonna chuck it on the first one I see. I think that's probably how I'm going to get my pets leveled, is just by getting stones and whatnot from world quests. Got my license when I was 12. Lots of training skills, make you feel safer when doing it. I think that my fears are really unfounded because there's plenty of things that I do on a daily basis that are probably more dangerous than smart scubaing. I'd say driving, but I'm trying not to. If I ever want to actually drive my car, I need to not think about just the realities of the road in general. I have anxiety that's not going to get any better. Oh, thinking like that. Can't do any more. Ear problems? Bummer. Fears make sense because it's something you're unfamiliar with. I think I have a fear, and I'm going to say this and it's going to sound real dumb. I think I'm afraid of danger. Anything that I could see a path where it's gonna kill me makes me a little uncomfortable, and I just can't figure out why. It's almost like I don't want to drown, and it's not like you're gonna drown, but you could. I'm more likely to drown scuba diving, or, you know, just give myself horrible pressure sickness or pop an eardrum or something, than I am if I'm just, like, taking a nap, you know? Like, if I'm baking cookies, sure, I might burn myself, but I am less afraid of minor burns, the type of which I would be likely to give myself while making cookies, than I am of drowning. Skydiving, amazing, highly recommend. I would like to say never, but I don't know if you can say never, but I would like to say never. Certified scaredy cat, I think, is the scientific term for me. How do I get out of bed in the morning? Most people dying did get up in the morning. Some of them didn't. How do I get... Honestly, how I get out of bed in the morning is with great difficulty. I am really good at talking myself out of things, and sometimes that's why I'm late. Is because sometimes you just don't want to get up. I am going over here. So this is called 2 and 2 together. I'm going to get another... Well, hang on a second. Bakushek. Family Battler of the Dragon Isles. Let me see here. I do need to do some of these. So if I have an elemental team for him, because I think I imported all the Family Battler teams. 2 and 2 together, elemental. Yeah, let's execute this because I need to do that for the strategy, or for the achievement anyways. So turn 1's Blast of Hatred. If you want to do something and you're scared, do it scared. Hazel 2023. Terrified of deep water. Touching lives. Any attack until the ravenous prideling dies. Okay. Storm Wrath. Lightning Shield, Call Lightning, and then Wild Winds. Oh, I did it backwards. I did it backwards. Oops. If you started to stream an hour late, said you wanted to sleep in, I'd respect that. Sleep rules. Yeah. It's just... I have very little professionalism in my life, and I would say that professionalism is a trait that I find admirable, that I might aspire to. And it's bad enough being a couple minutes late. I have nightmares about waking up and then seeing that it's like 10:30 and that I'm like an hour and a half late for stream, because that's like, I don't know. I feel like that would be a true sign that I've just given up, and if I accept that I've given up, then I really need to go find an actual job. Because I can't just do nothing and then expect to still be able to buy food and pay rent. If you started an hour late without warning, call the police, something happened. I mean, it's entirely possible. Like, I play real dangerous sometimes with the sleeping late. Like, if I will stop my alarm, and if I don't get out of bed, sometimes I will start to doze off again, and then I'll wake up with like 10 minutes before stream, and there's every chance that I could just, assuming that I'm tired enough, just pass out and wake up later. So I don't know if I'd call the police, but it is something that I try to avoid at all costs. Meta achievement? Yeah, it's called... you know how to reach me. For a moment I almost said it was called the reach around, and it's definitely not called the reach around. You know how to reach me is the meta achievement. It seems to be largely treasure and rare based, collections, kind of that kind of thing. Not as much in terms of other stuff. You can be late to regular jobs as well. Yeah, doesn't go over well. I think I'm just, I don't know. I guess it depends on your job and how important you are. Kira would make quite the fuss about a late lunch. Hardest achievement is probably finding 100 hordes. 100 hordes? I guess I haven't looked at all of these. You know how to reach me. Man, my gear's not doing so good. I think I just came here because I wanted to mine something. I was hoping there... I think there's ore, like, trapped underneath here. Do I still have an interact keybound? Yeah, I do. It's enabled. Oh, I gotta log on to my next character. I'll just leave her... Oh, it's up there! It's up there! Okay. Found it. I found it. Leave her here for the moment. Treasures we can see when using the expedition item. Oh, I see. You're talking about the Forbidden Reach thing. That's right. Hoarder one, left column second from the top. That one, 20 small treasures. That's right. For a moment, I thought you meant horde as in like enemy faction players, and I thought, oh no, is there world PvP in this thing? But whew, it's okay. It's all right. No world PvP. All right, so Barnacles is next. We're gonna get him all ready to go. Make time this next winter season to go skiing. Only got to go a few times. Takes effort, but you'll be happy when you're there. That Mog is wild. Which Mog? This one? Surely not this one. This Mog is legendary, award-winning. Oh, I see. Her Crinkles quotes, quote-unquote Mog. Oh, haven't sat on. Need to redo the talents. Yeah, I've just been saying starter build, please. Most hazelest Mog ever. I would unironically wear every single piece of this. I would put this entire outfit on, and I would head out for the day. I am the person that will wear workwear just to go for a walk. No, I don't have suspenders, actually. That's a good point. I don't have any suspenders. A flannel for life. 12 out of 10. One of the things I think that appeals to me about the concept of living farther away from town is the idea of needing and actually having a viable use for more, I don't know, I want to say technical clothes, more rugged clothing. Because I have rugged clothing, and it comes in handy on, like, hikes and just walks in the winter around here. Because, you know, sometimes it's cold and windy and haily and snowy and slushy and whatever. But, like, I don't know. I wanna be like, man, I gotta go take out the underbrush to reduce the fire hazard on my property. I better put on these big boots and, like, super thick workwear pants because I'm gonna be hacking through some stinging nettle, you know. I want a really big pair of pinchy clippers that I can use to prune things. Like those duck boots? Yeah. Al Borland. Got the salamander mount from the bone sifter dude. You can trade it with anyone who got the tag. Yeah, I'd heard that. Somebody was offering them up. I got gold. Bonus rolled gold. All right. I got 12 minutes until I gotta be on the next character, Fundasta. And in the meantime, I'm gonna get up and take a short break. I'll be right back. You know what time it is. Springtime. Specifically, plant repotting time. It's almost getting a little late for pruning, if that was something I was gonna do. I don't prune a lot of my houseplants, but maybe I should start. But all of my plants have started to crank through their water much more quickly. They're all coming out of their dormant winter state. And if I was going to put them into bigger pots, not that they all need it, but if I was going to do such a thing, now would be the time to do it. I want, oh, you know what, actually? I can get aerial halt because dragon glyphs are account-wide. I just need to get the rest of the dragon glyphs and the forbidden reach on my main so that I can, you know, get the thing that gives you the vigor back. That would be nice. All right. Cataloging over there. 8 minutes, that's right. Better trim this tree so it doesn't rupture the black water pipes. What's stopping me from wearing clothing like that right now? I don't own any, and I'm trying to restrain my shopping in an effort to both get more wear out of the current wardrobe that I very much like that I have right now, and saving, always saving money for the dream. Doing the Bane quest in the plains. Didn't know what time it was when Fred Durst asked me in 2000 and I don't know what time it is now. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know who Fred Durst is. He sounds important. Well, Draken's Spellweaver Scepter is just a pinwheel. See, this quest is going much more quickly than the other one. I don't mind them on the rafts. Lead singer of Limp Bizkit. Limp Biscuits? Gotcha. Frontman of New Metal Pioneers? I see. Do not ask what a Limp Bizkit is. Is it what Mary Berry would refer to as a soggy bottom? That's the impression that I'm getting. I could make biscuits. Oh yeah. Let's knock that one out of the way. Something you could, gosh. Alright. Sometimes people think that I'm mature with a sophisticated and grown-up sense of humor. I don't know if anybody actually thinks this, but for the sake of the sentence, we'll pretend that's true. And maybe it's just because I'm tall. It's not true. So this one, I have a extra action button macro on a key, so I can actually just kind of click these off and get this quest done. This one's nice and easy too. Maturity overrated. Yeah. Bluetooth earbuds comfortable for long use? For me, not really. I won't lie, it's a bit of a moot point because these ones, the battery is maybe 4 hours at most. I don't stream that long, so it's fine, but you get maybe 4 hours out of them, so I'm not really wearing them for all day. These aren't uncomfortable. They do fall out sometimes, although right now if I have my hat kind of hold them in, it helps. But I'm not usually wearing them all day. I switched to, I have like some regular over-ear headphones, although you know what? My I get a big irritated patch on my head where my headphone band was, and I'm pretty sure that's not new to my short hair. I think I had it before as well, but you can see it quite clearly when my hair is this short. I'll take off my headphones and I'll look at myself in the mirror and be like, what? It looks like you clonked me on the head with a big stick. Kira's around. She showed up earlier in the stream. Last I saw, she was guarding the front door to make sure that I don't leave. Sometimes she decides to play security. I bet you she comes back before the stream's over, though. That sounds like she would loop back around. Alright, that is an equip trinket. Mastery. That quest sucks. We don't want to do that one. We want to do this one. In my serious office job with serious grown-ups, I had a bag of cashews. And I said I lost my nuts. And that was the death of all productivity. For the day, I know cashews aren't nuts. Did I know that cashews aren't nuts? What are they? Are they legumes? Is it a peanut situation? Are they seeds? Is it a pine nut and Brazil nut situation? Also, I feel like we've had this discussion before, but on the topic of nuts, Brazil nuts are part of many nut mixes that are commercially available to me. And they're the big ones. And for whatever reason, no matter how fresh and ready to go they all taste like algae to me. Something about Brazil nuts tastes like food mold to me. I guess those are two different things, algae and food mold. But there's a taste about them that I think is just the flavor of them. I'm choosing to believe I have some kind of anti-Brazil nut gene, the same way that some people don't like cilantro. It's a seed. Yeah, and I find it to be wildly off-putting. I will pick the Brazil nuts out of the mix for that reason, because I can't get the taste out of my mouth. I like the rest of them well enough. Hemo Scout, thank you for the 5-month resub. They are seeds? I see. Cashews aren't nuts. Oh man, do you think we should try and start a riot by deciding whether or not a tomato is a fruit or a vegetable? Because that's a classic. Anti-Brazil nut, because I'm very allergic to them. Don't like cashews at all. I think cashews are fine, but people that I know revere cashews, and I mostly just think they're all right. So I'm pretty middling on them. Ketchup is a soda. Tomatoes are fruit. Trail mix has been bamboozling me. Yeah. Nothing like a good, rudimentary, arbitrary argument over technical versus colloquial definitions. It's a nerd circle classic. I have fond memories. Owie. Ow. I have fond memories of high school and hanging out with various groups of friends and listening to various pairings of friends get into dust-ups over some specific thing, like a comic book fact or a science fact or a definition fact is another good one. I'm cutting it a little close over here. And it just gives me kind of fond, warm memories of kicking back, sealing my mouth and not getting involved, and just kind of listening to them argue it out, because I find it very, funny, but also kind of charming when people get like real invested in something like that, and then when they're just going back and forth defending their absolute pillar of their worldview that tomatoes are in fact a fruit, or like whatever it is. Dragon race over here. Debating as to who would win, Spider-Man versus Wolverine. It's just people get so heated about that kind of thing sometimes, and sometimes like one person is just kind of like, hanging out and chatting, and the other person is like, no, you don't understand. And I enjoy being the bystander to those conversations. I don't want to be involved. I dislike arguing because I don't like losing, but I also don't like lying, so if I don't know enough to win, then I'm just not having fun anymore. I prefer discussing to arguing for that reason in my older years, but I love watching other people duke it out. I lost him. There's two more. Are they up? Are they down? Oh, you can see them on the map. I must have a, yeah, I've got 18 seconds left. I gotta log back over to my next Undasta character. How am I doing? I have made it halfway through level 68 so far. Not too mad about that. Oh, there's Draconium up there. I need that. I'm sitting on the sidelines and suddenly drop bombs. You do get nice gold for that. Have I used the Drake break? I haven't even heard it referred to as the Drake break. That's brilliant. Hi, Mountain Torn. I haven't either, but it seems to fit well. Listen, any opportunity for a good rhyme. Okie dokie. How are we doing in bonus rolls? Two left. I'm not saying that I'm unlucky with Undasta, but I definitely haven't gotten them out yet. I'm having to go back and do restocks. I'm needing to do bonus roll restocks because the 6 to 8, I figured, 6 weeks, 8 weeks of farming this in 10 characters, that's like 60 to 80 attempts. It's got a brand spanking new drop rate. Surely this will drop by then. And that's a surefire way to not get something. Undasta and Midnight are in cahoots. You should really think about getting it soon. Yeah. The nice thing about the bonus roll refarming is that I'm kind of doing it piecemeal because my characters have varying amounts left. So every now and then I'll just run out on one and then I just go back and restock them kind of one at a time. Because it's not that big of a deal. You know, you can spend like half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, and just kind of go peacefully farm out a batch of bonus rolls in one character. But the second that you have to do it on like 10 characters, that gets to be a bit of a slog. Swag slurp. I want to make a spinach smoothie and call it Swag Slurp, but I don't think that I have the copyright powers. I can call it I can unofficially call it Swag Slurp. What kind of music did I listen to in 2000? In 2000, I would have been 8 years old. Let me look into this. Top hits 2000. As an 8-year-old, I would have spent a fair amount of time in the car with parents listening to radio. Let me see. Top hits of the 2000s. There was a song called Breathe by Faith Hill. I remember that. Backstreet Boys for sure. I was a big fan of Ricky Martin. And Enrique Iglesias, actually. Bonus loot. Nope, just gold. What else we got? Backstreet Boys. Oh, that sounds about right. I would have had, the Now CDs were around that range of time. Spice Girls? Yeah, Spice Girls too. Spice Girls for sure. J-Lo, Waiting for Tonight. Classic. Okay, so Boy is next. I've got 2 characters left that can do Undasta. In the meantime, Crinkle and I have plans. Wanted to ask about the Backstreets. Big shiny tunes. Now, I think I had 7, 8, 9. It was Now That's What I Call Music, and it was just like a compilation of different hits. And whichever song, it was a CD, and of course I had like a little CD player in my room, so any songs that were on those particular albums got like an absurd amount of playtime for young me. It was really all about the CDs that I happened to have. So there was a Mary J. Blige song on one of them. There was a Fat Joe song on one of them. There was a Nickelback song that my child self really felt at the time. Hip just broke remembering these albums. I do kind of sometimes miss the, because I had access to such a narrow range of music, I got very invested and very familiar with the music that I did have. Is there Ceravite, like, in this waterfall, or am I just, like, loony? Whereas now, I have streaming music, which means that I can ask for any song I can possibly think of, and then hear it, but because I have all of these options, I don't really end up listening to much of anything anymore. I just have it play like, you know, a playlist or that's always changing, or I'll have it play like a genre, or most of the time I'm just putting on background music. I'm asking for like classical studying or smooth jazz or whatever. I don't fall in love with pop songs the same way that I used to. He did not listen to Nickelback? Oh, I surely listened to Nickelback. At one point, I voluntarily, with my own money, went to HMV and purchased a Nickelback CD. I don't remember which one it was, but I bet I could figure it out if I looked at their discography. Spotify or Apple Music? I can't speak to which one is better, but I use Apple Music because I just do. HMV, yep. Oh man, one of the prime destinations to spend time with your friends at the mall. Can I borrow your copy of Hazel Soul Classics? I thought you were gonna say Hey Soul Sister by Train. I think that was on my sister's playlist. Same age as my eldest son. One thing I like about WoW is that it's not so specifically tied to a particular age group anymore. We got young whippersnappers playing. WoW is one of those things now that it's not like, it used to kind of date you, and it really doesn't anymore. We're all here. Talking about CDs, growing up in the woods, getting up in the middle of the night to swap discs to download World of Warcraft. Kids today will never understand. Astro Essence. Pet battles. Enoch the Stinky. Yeah. Sister's playlist would be Les Mis. She may have also had that. Can confirm. Young whippersnapper. If you're a young whippersnapper now, imagine how whippersnapperish you would have been when you first found me. Because you were watching my stream in BFA, right? And at the time, that felt like a very late Hazel career thing because I started doing this in like Mob. But now, you know, BFA was a while ago. BFA is making it into time walking. BFA is getting revived for new seasons of Mythic Plus. 17 when I got into this, 20 now. Yeah. Now music did not care for guitar music. Now CDs are the best, had 1 through 22. They don't still make them, do they? I guess streaming music has kind of eaten that market up. In some categories of media, I still like owning digital copies of things. With books, I will often buy digital books and then like revisit and reread them as opposed to doing like a subscription service. I don't want a whole ton of options, but I want to have whatever I have in like perpetuity. Whereas with music, I just kind of want to be able to ask for anything without having to buy all the albums. And then with TV shows and movies, I'm happy to either stream or like rent stuff for the most part. Although I did buy the 5-pack of Jurassic Park movies, which is now starting to seem like a mistake. Enoch the Stinky's over there. Do I need it for Family Battler? Nope. Sure don't. It does not count. Oh, must be a new one. This must be a new one. I knew I didn't recognize him. Hang on. I need to go look up a strategy. Dragonflight World Quests. Enoch must be new. Enoch is easy. Maybe he's not new. Is he new? I don't know. Remastering. It's not part of the achievement, that's for sure. He's new. Has he always been stinky? Streaming is subpar, widespread because it's cheap. I think I like it better for some formats than for other ones. There's lots of things that I won't ever revisit once I've already seen that piece of media once. And for that, when options are king, streaming really seems to make a lot of sense. But for stuff that I like enough to want to revisit, streaming TV has been around for long enough that I've gotten kind of used to how catalogs will acquire things and lose licenses for them. Seeing things disappear off of Netflix has kind of eroded my sense of I will always have access to this, because that's not true. And it's not necessarily true if you own a digital license either, but it's a lot more true than just trusting that your particular country of Netflix is going to have it. I'm not a big movie rewatcher. I will sometimes rewatch shows if it's been like 5 to 10 years since I've seen them last. But books I'll reread like every couple of years sometimes if it's a book that I like enough. Yeah, that was easy. So, I like owning digital books. I want to do... What are we saying World Quest wise? Am I missing a dragon race? I feel like I'm missing a dragon race. I'm not seeing it on my map. Oh, hello! Welcome! Come on up. Whoa. Hi. Cherubi, thank you for the 2-month resub. Want to own a film? Buy a disc? Yeah. I do things digitally for that reason too. That's one of the upsides. It's not, I'm not saying it's an ideal way of doing things. I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it to other people, but I'm so deep in the Apple ecosystem now that if I buy something on iTunes, I can have it on my TV with the Apple TV. I could download it onto my phone or my iPad or my laptop or whatever. For flights, if I wanted to have it ready for that, it's all pretty, and like, I think the part of the thing that makes me feel like that's more permanent is that I have things that I bought when I was like a teenager on iTunes that I have still watched like recently because I still have the same account. All right, I have 4 minutes before I need to switch characters. I don't know exactly what world quest I'm going for here. I guess I can double check. Do I have world quest list on? I don't know if I do. It's, oh, it's turned off. Best thing that you bought there as a teenager? Repo, the genetic opera. I also had it on DVD, but that's a revisit for sure. That's like a yearly Halloween watch, or at least it should be. Did I do all the dragon racing? No, it's just ML2. I did all the dragon racing. Oh yeah, I guess I did one up there. I forgot. Yeah, you know what? We can work on that quest. It's gonna be a big bunch of gear. Reminds me, need to set up my Plex server again. I know that digital accounts don't last forever, but I appreciate things like my WoW account. You know, I have being able to remember that, hey, back when I was a young, not even a young adult, like a teenager, and I got the Green Wing Macaw, and then I learned it. I know that it's just a pixels, but in my mind, that's the same one because it is. I've been very careful that if I ever got duplicates, I didn't level them so that I would keep the original one as the original, you know. I guess you could get banned or something, but I've never lost my WoW account. Howdy, gamers. Howdy. I wanted to like repo. It's one of those cult classics that is not going to be for everybody. I will not pretend it is a property that it's free of floss. It's just a property that's got a lot of that I just like it a lot. A lot of nostalgia for me. Free of floss. I need to get, I think, on top of the hill. I'd love to get to level 69. Because once you just have one left, it feels like leveling really opens up. Mind you, you have the same amount of things to do as you always did, but they seem more appealing when you know you just have to fill that one last experience bar. Nice. What is that from? I understand. Do I understand the joke? I don't know. I think I understand the joke. There must be an original reference, though. I'm missing something. I know it's the sex number. I want to know why we say nice. I think it's South Park? Okay. That would explain it. I haven't seen South Park. Okay. South Park, gotcha. Crinkle's Fury? Mm-hmm. What was she before? I guess she might have spent some time as a, she might have spent some amount of time as a, is this even a world quest? Tank, earlier on. Need to look it up in Urban Dictionary. You remember looking up your own name in Urban Dictionary to see what it says about you? And 10 times out of 10, it would be like, at least for female names. I don't know what it was like for male names, but for female names, it would be like, blank stands for cute, sweet, good friend who's also really hot. Like, basically what any teenager wants to hear about their name. Maybe they didn't all say the same thing, but all of myself and all of my friends' names all functionally said exactly that. Never looked it up ever. Yeah. Let me double check. Urban Dictionary. I wonder if they still have the name definitions on there. Googling your name the hedgehog. I don't know what that means and I'm a bit afraid to find out. Hazel. Looks quiet and shy to strangers. But once you're familiar with her, you'll know that she's playful and outgoing, always wanting to have fun. Rather pretty. She's so Hazel, and I like it. 2015. Lovely girl with a bubbly personality. Well, if that isn't me. Oh no! The fourth definition says Hazel is a beautiful young woman with long hair. Actually, it says Hazel is beautiful young women with long hair. RIP. We're out. It's over. Alright, I'm getting on to boy. It's boy's turn, I believe. It's like a horoscope. Not Hazel anymore, confirmed. We've lost our Hazel cred. Okay, I'm not locked out. I have 6 bonus rolls in this character. Challenging the dictionary one name at a time. There actually is Robert the Hedgehog. Aw. Gotta take off. Have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend. Kitty. What are we gonna get up to for the rest of the weekend? We're gonna stream tomorrow. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got something I can work on. Easily annoyed and irritated by people who are fake or don't have any common sense. Yeah. Hedgehog is a good word. Just gold. We have one final chance left in another 12 minutes. And in the meantime, no luck yet. Big guild called the Hedgehogs. It's a hog from the hedge. Did you ever see Over the Hedge? At one point in my life, I had a bunch of time to kill, and I had an iPod Nano, one of those little square, flat, rectangle-looking ones with the screen, but it still had the click wheel on it. And you were able to load movies onto it. And for this, I had loaded the animated film Over the Hedge, and that was like all I had to do was watch that one movie, and then I had solitaire. Like, you could use the wheel to kind of play solitaire on it, so I logged like a couple thousand games of that. But I remember really liking the movie at the time, and now I don't know if it was actually good or if it was just, you know, a lack of other options of entertainment. I remember them making a joke where there's one yard animal telling another one about the minivan, and they were talking about how this is this crazy piece of transportation technology that has been specially outfitted to be able to transport many more humans than the standard car. And then the other animal goes, well, how many humans usually are in it? And then they go, 1. Because it's like, it takes place in some kind of suburb. Man, her mog is really mostly just because of the helmet, huh? It's got a little birdie on the forehead. I also remember that it had some celebrity voice acting. I mean, they all do, but it had some sort of celebrity playing one of the characters. I don't know if it was like J-Lo or Shakira or Gaga or somebody that I remember was very funny. Just that really glamorous celebrity was playing like a... Here, now I have to find out. If it works like most things, it's probably worse than you remember. Especially just being an animated movie from that time period. I found that a lot of the really early 3D animated films have not aged as well as the as 2D animation has. Finding Nemo in particular it's still a classic, but it gets harder for me to watch every year. Shakira was in Zootopia. Don't think Gaga was a thing back then. Let me figure this out. How do you know when this was? I guess just the release date of Over the Hedge. I don't think I was specific. Let me see. I guess I also described the iPod in particular. Let me see. Over the Hedge. I'm gonna find out. Over the Hedge is a 2006 film. That tracks. When were the iPod Nanos? iPod Nano dates. The iPod Nano fandom wiki. That little square looking one. Was it a 3rd gen? Yeah, it was a 3rd gen iPod Nano. And that was 2007. Was then. So this would have been 2007 sounds about right, because it wouldn't have been a brand new movie. When did Gaga become a thing? When did Lady Gaga first album? When did the debut album come out with You're right, that was released in 2008, so you're right, that would have been too late. Over the Hedge cast. You ever wonder what I do with all my time? This is more or less it. Over the Hedge features Bruce Willis, Steve Carell, Wanda Sykes. It was Avril Lavigne. Avril Lavigne played Heather. Heather over the hedge, who was in fact a... What on earth is that? A possum. Avril Lavigne played a possum named Heather in this film. Who did Wanda Sykes play? Meow. She played Stella, who was a skunk. Oh man, Bruce Willis in it apparently. I enjoy how sometimes for animated movies, their best bet to get families in to watch it, because I'm sure the young kids are just excited about the bright colors and the animals, but like to talk the parents into it, you need to be like, listen, you know, every celebrity ever, they're in it. I remember watching Rio and feeling the same thing, being like, what is this cast? Or like the Angry Birds movies. No shot we make it to 70 today. I don't think it's wildly likely, but we do have another hour and we only have one more Undasta attempt. So assuming that I stick with it and come back to this after yes. I'm streaming until noon today, dear. I don't know if she speaks English. That was under the hedge. Matrix squirrel that went faster than lasers? I think I'm lost. I think I came over here for like a mining node or something. But I haven't gotten any ore recently, so that can't be it. I'm like halfway through this bonus objective, which I guess I may as well try and finish. I'm here for the quest as well. Conquers Bad Verde. Rio was kind of cute. Every now and then I see a thing about pet birds that just makes me want to know more about pet birds and bird people. I was in a pet store recently looking for aquarium resealing equipment, and this store also had like budgies and parakeets and whatnot, and I was looking at them and I was like, I don't know the first thing about these birds except for the fact that you can tell when your WoW guildies have them because they are constantly loud. Got a beanie just like yours from Trial of Style this week. Nice. Have I played that? Oh, it's a game, I see. When does fishing season start? It's an excellent question. I've been kind of putting off looking into it. The weather's starting to get nice again though, and it's starting to get light out a lot earlier, and I'm starting to miss it. I'm really starting to feel the pulse, so I should look into it. I know I need a new license. I think March is when the new licenses flip over, so I need to get another freshwater license for the year. You can also tell when the neighbors have it. I know I love animals. I know I'm not a bird person, but I'm so fascinated by, like, parrots in particular because of how long they live and how much time that gives the parrot to develop history, a relationship, lore with their owner and with their family. Scuba Steve Ear with a 6-month resub. Want to play Conquer's Bad Fur Day? It seems like a wild ride. I just assumed it was a movie. All right, I finally got my shoulders, which is another piece of beautiful transmog. I am at 61% of this bonus objective, but it's worth like 3 quests worth of experience, so I kind of do want to do it, if at all possible. It's just the trouble is that I don't do very much damage. I'm Fury, so I heal myself enough to get by as long as I don't do anything real dumb. Turtles, parrots, friends for life. Lost Soul, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. TikTok gave me a newfound respect for birds. Never knew they could have such distinct personalities. Tell people if you have a parrot, you better hope your grandchildren will take care of them. Yeah. Yeah, they live a long time. I always used to like the idea of having a fish that would live for like 20 years. Some Plecostomus, carp, goldfish if you're lucky and if they're healthy, can have like a really, really high longevity. Let's use cooldowns a little more, right? Although if you have like a 20-year-old Pleco, it's not exactly doing an awful lot in terms of, you know, they kind of just like hang out. It's probably just gonna sit under its log and you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, Julio's just in there. He's in the corner. You can't see him, but he's there. Catfish, about 28 years old. Miss your character named Compost. She was on Wrath Classic. I do have a character named Wormbin. I have a Pandaren Death Knight. I haven't leveled it, but I have a Pandaren Death Knight on live servers who's called Wormbin, if that makes you feel any better. Mascot Collectathon game got retooled. Conquers an alcoholic who gets into fights. Oh my gosh. Wormbin. I also have a character named Shellfish, and then another one named Squidgy. These are just names I have reserved, but my alts will have names. Okay. Oh gosh, that's not what I meant to do at all. Feels like we've leveled a lot of warriors lately. I think it's just this one. It's just that I'm leveling this one in very teeny tiny itsy bitsy slow bursts. The last time I leveled a warrior before this probably would have been in Shadowlands, my Night Elf warrior, maybe. Did some stuff. I did some mount farming on it. Leveled one warrior a lot and slowly. Yeah, I think that's true. I think I'm just leveling just the one, but very inefficiently. Character always thinking of their own shelf. Scale of 1 to 10. If somebody walked into your home today and said, you have until 4 p.m. to put up a shelf and you can't leave for supplies, and then we're gonna put like a cat, like a big cat on that shelf and it can't fall down. How screwed are you? How, like, because it's one of those things that I feel like some people that's like, you know, you have a couple brackets, a couple screws, and a piece of wood, and it's like, yeah, sure, I can put up a shelf. You know, it's a very basic set of handiness skills. And then for other people, myself included, it's gonna be it's gonna be like a movie, you know. Easy, 0%, I got this. Pretty screwed, level 7 screwed, yeah. It seems like something that's either gonna be crazy easy or just like an absolute disaster. Drop anchors, apparently. Don't have a drill. Do you have a screwdriver? What if you're the drill? Become the drill. Google a handyman. Tell them I need an emergency cat shelf. Stat. So, what is this character doing? Well, actually, she's not doing anything. She's logging on to the next character. I guess I can get the Cerebite, and then I'm getting on to my next character to try one more time at Undasta, and then the last hour of the stream, I'm gonna see if I can buckle down enough to get Crinkle from 69, nice, to 70. I think I can do it. I think that if I am putting my marbles into actual questing and not just world questing, it's gonna go a lot faster. How big is the cat? Big cat. Thick cat. Europe has concrete walls. Different way of anchoring screws. How do you anchor a screw into a concrete wall? I've only ever lived places with drywall. Big cat, like a rag doll, like a raccoon-sized cat. Big cat. Window shelves for my cat from Amazon. Loves both of them. Very easy to put up. Catastrophe. Plastic bit you put into the hole that you drill in the wall. Oh, like an anchor. Yeah. I've used those before. Not very well, but I've used them. I love ragdolls, they're liquid. I know that Undasta will spawn because it's a flat 15-minute spawn time, and I've been setting a timer on my watch. And then also I have an add-on called World Boss Timers that remembers the last time it saw the boss die. So because I'm just on one server and it's going to be up every 15 minutes, I can predict quite accurately when it's going to come up. PoE armor tokens need to have a list of the alts that need it most. Yeah, if you want the add-on, it is linked in my add-ons Google Doc. If you wanted it, you certainly don't have to. All right, feet on the floor. Sit up straight. Use some back muscles. If I had any. When I started my day, I was rolling up my shirt sleeves so I could show off these really impressive guns, but it got cold and I couldn't be bothered to keep them rolled up. Shelves in stores being weight rated in raccoon-sized cat units. At the gun show. Oh man, I have been exercising more recently, but I have not been doing any form of strength training. So, Hazel, how are you? I'm doing all right. How are you doing? A tiny part of me wants to go back and get back into bouldering, but the rest of me wants to save my money and also my fingernails. Bonus roll, gold. All right, well, we tried. Can't say I didn't try. I put in my best effort for this week. It was not enough. There's always next week, though. And I now have completed that. I've ticked off that thing to do on my weekly checklist. So we've done all of our Undasta attempts. I have no more Mogu Runes of Fate in this character, so I may as well get Ripsy out of here because she is out of bonus rolls. That was her last one. Oof. Thought you were going for tattoos there and really rug pull me with the guns. Gearing up Shadow, been tons of fun. Too bad they're destroying next patch. Hazel nutty guns. I could see myself doing weightlifting, but to a very minor degree. Like, you know how when I say I'm into running, I guess you don't know because you've never been on a run with me. I will get into running and I will lace up my shoes and I'll put on my leggings and I'll strap on my fanny pack and I'll put in my tunes and I will run for a very short distance. I can complete a run in like 12 minutes and I'm gassed, but I'm feeling it enough for the day that it fulfills the purpose of exercise for me. I guess if I kept up the training long enough, I might have to run a little bit farther, but for now, I can feel like I'm getting exercise and it takes like almost no time because I'm, I guess, not that fit. But, so for weightlifting, like with any kind of exercise, you've got kind of these beginner's gains where you can get a pretty good amount of the benefit front-loaded with a pretty moderate amount of actual doing, and then you hit like a plateau. And my plan would just be to get like 3/4 of the way to that plateau and then just kind of stay there. You know, you don't have to lift, nobody says that you have to lift heavy weights. I was gonna see what I can do about Crinkle. 12 minutes is a lot. I think so too, thanks. I judge the validity of my workout based on my body and how it feels. Are the muscles burning? Is my heart rate up? Have I broken a sweat? Am I all red and sweaty in the face? If I go out and I'm feeling it, then I will assume that I have exercise even if it wasn't for a wildly long amount of time. Ideally, you keep doing that. You get your fitness up and then you can go for longer and that's good. But even when my stamina is doing better, I don't feel a strong need to go for runs longer than like 20 minutes, I think is about as much as I feel I need to do. I'm not training for marathons. I'm just trying to you know, get up and move a little bit. All right, so I am leveling. I'm seeing how close I can get to 70 in the next 50 minutes. The important thing, well, one important thing is I need to find some water to jump in. Another important thing is that mining, as much fun as it is not that efficient for me. And sploosh, there we go. Only had 5 seconds left on it anyways. So I'm gonna go do some, I mean, I'm still gonna mine nodes if I go past them, but I'm gonna do some questing. And I'm gonna try my best. Oh yeah, I can also mine without getting off my mount. I need to remember that. Pulse dancing, weightlifting, deadlifting your own body onto the pole. I want to do things that I can mostly do with minimal equipment and without direction. I like running because I can put on shoes, I can go outside. I also like exercising outdoors. I guess weightlifting wouldn't necessarily be outdoors unless I just, I don't know, kept them in a deck box and I just set up a portable weight bench on my lawn one day if I had a lawn in the fantasy world where I have a lawn. If I was going to do some kind of an indoor class-based thing, I would probably go for yoga. I think I would very much like regular yoga instruction. I'm worried I'm going to fall over and my limbs are so long they're just going to take out everybody within like a 6-foot radius of me. That's true, actually. You're right. You can just install the pole. I'm good, though. I don't think it's for me. Is this... Is this a good... Is this a good quest to do for my time? I just need to fish up 3 blue-tailed minnows. Surely it can't be that much of a problem. There's one. There we go. With goat yoga, is the goat the teacher? What if the true power of goat yoga is that it's testing not only your physical yoga skills, but your meditation, your mental focus, and immunity to distractions so that you can continue to maintain your grip on the present moment while a goat is trying to walk on you. I think that would be kind of fun. Okay. Oh, that was a very easy quest. That was a very easy quest indeed. I also need to go into Leatrix. I made myself a macro to pull up the Leatrix interface because it used to be LTP and it's not anymore and it drives me. Oh, I don't even have it turned on. That's why. I want quest automation. I do have it turned on. They changed it? Is it LTP again? It is LTP again. Was it always LTP? Am I hallucinating? I might be. Okay. We've got quest automation. That's a good start. We need curved horns. Wanted gorger. I am from Canada. We use both the metric and the imperial system depending on what you're measuring and to some extent who you're talking to. Generally speaking, metric, but there are certainly some things that will generally be used that will be done otherwise. I don't know anybody that would refer to their height here in centimeters, but we would refer to distances and driving and speed limits in kilometers. It's kind of a pick and choose. Piecemeal. Ow. That sounds weird. It's just how it is. What else? Weight is often, like, if I'm weighing ingredients to cook and bake with, I will do that in grams. If I'm scooping things, I'll do that in cups and tablespoons. And if I'm weighing myself, I would do pounds, but not ounces. People weights are often pounds and not kilograms. But, if you start talking to me about ounces or, heaven forbid, pints, I will not know what you mean. Quarts? Mystery to me. No idea. Some wild numbers in their laws because they did convert to metric. Yeah, stones is not something that comes up here. When I hear about UK people saying somebody weighs, 15 stone, which I'm assuming is a lot. I have no idea. I don't know. It's like rocks can be all kinds of sizes. Who's to say? The toy boat quest. Did they teach their heathen metric system at the same time? I don't remember us learning them in school. We must have. I feel like it was just one of those things that you pick up from people, though. 22 chonky gerbils. Liters in a gallon, I think, is 3.84, and I know that because of a milk jug. Like a big milk jug is generally either 1 gallon or 4-ish liters. But I also know because I'll convert, like we buy gas in liters, but I will convert it sometimes to gallons whenever I'm trying to brag to my friends about how bad we have it in terms of gas prices. But then you have to convert the currency, and I usually get too bored of math by then. 15 stone is nearly 100 kilograms. What is a stone in pounds? I don't have a great sense of how heavy a kilogram is. I have a better sense of how heavy 100 grams is, so you'd think I could just multiply, but that's because I use grams 500 and under for baking and cooking. 1 stone is 14 pounds, okay. 1 stone is 20 pounds. Those are different numbers. 1 stone's 14 pounds. Yeah, I know 1,000 grams is a kilogram. It's just, it's one of those things where it gets to big numbers that stop really meaning anything. Meters is another one where some things will use meters, and I know what 1 meter is. And I know what 2 meters is. Once you start looking at 3 or more, I lose my ability to guesstimate. I also am just really terrible with spatial estimation. It's just not something that I'm good at naturally. And thankfully, the world has progressed enough that I am allowed to be a bit spatially challenged. 1 meter is a big step. There you go. Shillings in a pound. Hungry. Educational stream today. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how we can bring it back to rock and roll. How we can make this all glamorous and entertaining again, like it usually is, you know. What's a glamorous rock and roll entertaining topic? I'm spacing a little bit. Puns. How many fish are in the sea? Not literal rock and roll. Yeah, because then we'd still be on stones. Collection of tomes. Fox and Dairy, thank you for the 19-month resub. What did the mermaid wear to math class? Ooh. Maybe I can figure this out. What did the mermaid wear to math class? What do mermaids typically wear? They've got scales because of measuring. What else? There's like the coconut bra. No, it's a seashell bra. It's a bivalve bra. An algae bra. Oh, okay. All right, okay. I thought I was kind of cool. Maybe scales is what she wears to music class. 10 minutes discussing thermodynamics and nuclear physics with the husband. What was the conclusion? Collection. I need 1 more of these. I'm trying to keep my active quest tracked so that I can get more markers on the map, and it's not worth it. There's just books and they're around, and I just need to remember where they are and which ones I've picked up. If you hold an ermine up to your ear, you hear what it's like to be attacked by an ermine. I like that one. That's funny. Oh man, I've never met ermine, but I've met mink, and I've seen weasels, and I've been smart enough to never scrap with one, but I would not want to. They got some teeth. I wouldn't think shell bras would be comfortable. Yeah, I had some kind of a costume as a child that involved a coconut bra, and I remember. It was fine, but I think that's because it didn't need to perform any bra functions at the time. Did I see the book? I see the book. She'll do great in finance. An explanation of how the bunker in Cheyenne Mountain's designed. Oh. Country with basically no mustelids. I cannot believe how tiny weasels are. That's the first time I've ever heard the word mustelid. I was trying to turn that into a terrible, terrible joke, and I made it not very far, and I'm aborting the whole thing where pulling the plug on that joke mission. Oregon, there was a sighting of a wolverine along the Columbia. For a moment, I thought we were still doing puns, and I thought you meant he was going to be, like, written up for jaywalking. You know, he's getting a citation. Wolverine, Oregon. Oregon was where I first saw nutria, and where I first saw a possum. I'd never seen a possum before. I think they exist here, too, but I saw a possum on a backyard fence while I was looking at Oregon, and I remember being horrified by how big it was, and by the fact that it looked like it was drawn by somebody who didn't like art. B. Arthur, thank you for the gift subs. Appreciate that. Don't normally go that far away from the mountains. Oh. Stoats are cute. Possums are awesome. Nutria are giant water rats. I know nutria are invasive and they're bad for ecosystems, and you can you can hunt them and give their tails to the Oregon Department of something or another for like $2 a piece, but I just like to look at them in the park because despite the fact it's not their fault, they don't on an individual level know that they're damaging the ecosystem. They're just hungry and they've got babies and they're really cute. Like, yeah, they're giant water rats. They got big old rat tails and they swim and they're damp, and I wouldn't like touch or approach or interact with one, but watching one from the bridge, oh yeah. I remember having a bit of a moral crisis because I had taken like an Instagram story where I'd taken a video of one like scratching and looking all cute, and then I was going to post it. And then I like looked up what the animal was and I was like, oh, I don't want to be seen as promoting invasive species. You know, I'm not in favor of invasive species. I just thought that one was really cute. Okay. Did I do it? Primalist Army repelled. 0 of 1. Use the Arcane Blaster. Caligos, are we good? Yeah, we're good. Okay. Talk to your local branch manager. Take pictures of beavers. That's an upgrade. I don't want to support the Cobalt Assembly. Will they send me somewhere else? Oh yeah, they'll send me lots of other places. I don't know why. I've become anti-Cobalt Assembly. I'm not in favor. I have a new talent point to spend. Mastery. Bloodthirst, sure. Beaver, branch manage. Oh, I missed it. I did that mission 3 times, kept thinking the waves were over, and they weren't. Rented a car to drive from one to the other, stopped along the way, and befriended a pack of gophers. How far is Banff to Calgary? I'm assuming not close. Although, they're both Alberta, so... How big could Alberta be? I think Alberta's probably pretty big. Supply portal. 55 minutes? Okay, okay. I was imagining like a multi-day road trip with a gopher interlude in the middle. Scroll of self-transformation. Do that drive weekly? It's 21 stones away. You whip a rock as hard as you can, and then you walk to where it landed, and then you'll whip your next one. It's as good a unit of measurement as any. Couldn't have been a very long drive. I don't know if I've done the Heminesing quests, but this is for sure faster than just gathering or doing world quests. Maybe not fast enough to get to level 70 before noon. I've got 36 minutes, but not bad. Have I seen the game Timberborn? Feels like a Hazel kind of game. I actually have. It's on my Steam wish list. But I don't know if I would actually enjoy it or if it just looks like I might kind of enjoy it. Sometimes games like that, they look really fun to me. But then I start playing them and I get kind of overwhelmed getting set up with them, and then I get kind of bored. It's like a very economy style game, I think. Tried to climb core. My favorite rodent to just spot out in the world when I was going for walks was chipmunks, because they're so cute. I used to do a walk by a little rock wall that had lots of gaps in and around and among the rocks, and I knew chipmunks lived there because if you went at the right time of day, every now and then you'd get lucky and you'd see them, and they'd have like the movie perfect little stripes on their backs. They're so cute. Time walking next weekend? Up the rewards for heroic loot? Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know if I will. I know I should if I want to level efficiently, but I don't think I want the loot, and I don't know what my problem is. I'm just a cranky lady that doesn't like to time walk. Frozen core. One of these, I'm gonna need. I feel like the hornswogg hide scraps are actually gonna slow me down here. Not even loot for alts? No, loot for alts for what? You know. I feel like I can get him 385 stuff from the Forbidden Reach, and that's kind of good enough. They're not. I'm not really set up to do. I guess Mythic Gul'dan, the last boss of Nighthold, is the thing, but I think I can probably get by with that at 385. I was doing it last expansion. I'm not ready to start trying to solo BFA stuff yet. Can you show me the current Glad armor? I don't know if I can. I don't have it. I don't know if it'll show it to me. I think that's one of those things that might be kind of hidden in the journals. Wowhead must have it. Do they scale you down to match the dungeon? They scale you! Up or down depends on where you were starting with. And some gear is going to scale more favorably than others, so people will put together time walking specific sets filled with gear that is known to scale really well. I think the gophers ever fed were gophers, but they could have been chipmunks. I once saw a vole in a field, and I thought, that's a really funny looking mouse. And then I looked it up when I got home, and I was like, it wasn't a mouse, it was a vole. And of course, this is all fun and games when it's not your field. I think pets like that can be a much bigger problem if you are, you know, engaging in like agriculture or gardening. I had a dream. That made me remember another one. I had lettuce plants and the deer ate them. In the dream, I had the forest yard and I was going to check my big lettuce garden and they were nibbled off right to the soil. And I was like, it was the deer. It could have been the bunnies, but I bet it was the deer because they were at deer head height for some reason. I'd made these weird shaped raised beds that had like hinges and they could like swivel and move around. Big trays, and I had planted lettuce, and I remember that the deer ate all of it, and I was mad, but only a little bit, because I figured, well, the deer might have been hungry, and I have other food. Can't confirm that the deer do. Eli620, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. First time here, love your videos. Well, shucks, thanks. It's my life, not a dream. I remember it used to be a pretty big nuisance to my family's garden when I was a little kid. It was a constant arms race to try to improve the deer fencing and then being astounded by how high deer can really jump. Okay. Feeding troughs of deer lettuce and the deer ate it, something like that. Would eat my mom's roses. Whenever I'm out for a walk and I see a deer, not so much this time of year, but there's quite a few deer in the city. And sometimes if you're in like a residential neighborhood, you'll see them just munching on somebody's garden. And they always like look up at me like, oh, geez. And then I just kind of look at them and I give them the nod of like, it's cool. I'm not going to rat you out. Somebody might, but it won't be me. Moose can jump really high. They eat all your garden too. Nice garden last year, which fed many deer. Me, not so much. Ever done any painting in your life? Saw a Bob Ross commercial, made me think to ask. I had a painting phase as a teenager. I had no artistic skill to consider. Wasn't very good with the hand-eye coordination, but it was more about just expressing how you feel. It was like a therapy painting kind of course. And by course, I mean they get you some dollar store canvases and some dollar store acrylics and some dollar store brushes and go, here, feel better. And I did that. And then I liked it. It was fun. I did some ceramics painting too. I didn't produce anything particularly attractive, but the process was enjoyable. There's a ceramic painting place in town that I kind of want to go back to and paint like another mug or a bowl or something. But the problem is I don't want to have the mug or the bowl. I just want to paint it. And I suppose I could paint it and then not pick it up, but seems a little bit wasteful. Made some banger Patreon art. Yeah. I liked painting because it was smooshy. I wasn't finger painting, mind you, but I liked the tactile nature of it, you know? pressing on it and making it splat out flatter. That was kind of satisfying. Stone Tusk's Tusk. Althor, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to this Girl Squad. Also, B. Arthur giving out a gift sub to Zahira. Thanks. Sell the mugs and bowls is incredibly exclusive merch. The trouble is that, so the mug that I painted that one time, I did have it for years. It was this purple looking mug that I'd painted a tree onto. And it just didn't hold heat very well. It didn't function terribly well as a mug. I don't know if it's the kind of ceramics that they use at this paint your own ceramics place, and maybe they've changed them in the last 12 years. But they, not 12 years, 8 years, 9 years, something like that. They, it wasn't a very good mug. Didn't like touching squishy things like dough. Well, this time you're touching it through the medium of the brush. It's not on your hands, but you can still feel the resistance and see the smooshiness of it. Maybe I should knead bread dough, but just with big sticks. Well, I'm a male person. What did I do more recently? Fiber art was my more recent foray into visual arts. Embroidery and cross stitch. I think I peaked. I did a wool crewel embroidery piece and I framed it and I gave it to my mom for Christmas. And I thought that was very nice, and I haven't done a thing since. I've been sort of kind of slowly chipping away at a big cross stitch project. And I think that's the trouble, is I'm not letting myself start embroidering anything else. But also the weather's getting nicer. I feel like needlework kind of feels like a winter thing to me. Oh, weird. I didn't know I didn't have that yet. Needlework kind of feels like a winter thing. And now that the weather's nicer, I don't want to sit inside and embroider. I want to go outside. I want to go, you know, find a bird and then see what it sounds like and then see if I can make that sound and then be very embarrassed that I did that outdoors. Big spoon. Or the finest of the third-party tools, the bread machine. Go outside and embroider? Maybe. Yeah, on a nice day. I might get cold. Most of my outdoor activities involve continued motion to keep me heated. I guess fishing is a bit stationary, which is why I was doing it in the summer. Oh, I see. Oh, I didn't even make it in time. Am I gonna be okay? Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Hit Bloodthirst a few more times. That'll help. Bethley, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Welcome to this Girl Squad. Cross stitch by the pool. When we lived in Puerto Rico, knit a lot too. Also Zordak and Thalia. Thanks for the subs and resubs, guys. Thalia had a 2-month. Hi, Hazel. Zordak84 with a brand new Prime sub. Appreciate that. Meeting Caligos or supporting the assembly? Never. We never support the assembly. Let's go turn in the Stone Tusk one. We are 36% of the way through this level. I'm pretty pleased with the progress. One day, there must be some cosmetic. Hang on a second. Are you Will Rive? You are Will Rive. This is a rare. There must be some cosmetic. Is this a rare I can solo? Remains to be seen. Hype train? Hype train? Oh, it's enraged. Oh, it's enraged. What does this button do? Odin's Fury. Oh, I should use that. Oh, it's an AoE. We can almost use... Oh, you know what? I can proc another Victory Rush thingy. Primal, whatever it's called. Here we go. Off of killing that. We've got... another stun up. I can almost use recklessness again. I like Fairy Warrior. It's a fun balance of trying to figure out what you can get away with. Holy moly. Oh, that's a lot of subs. We had Nerecia with a brand new sub, Spencer LeBrock with a 2-month resub, Buffalo Steve with a 2-month resub, Cart Mage with a brand new sub, and Red Ops Kills. Thanks for all the Prime subs, guys. Hype train. Holy moly, that's like 6 Tuskar Talco boxes. Man, if you got experience from those, that would be like a whole leveling path for your character. Is just public service cleaning up our lakes and rivers from the rampant litter of the Tuskar people in their tackle boxes. Found any book series to read now that I'm done with Wheel of Time? I read a couple of single standoff books and then standalone books, one-off standalone books, and then I got sick of that. And now I have started Dune. I've never read it. I got the whole 6-book series. I figured that'll keep me busy for a hot minute. Because I missed being immersed in a long, you know, buttery world-building saga. So I'm looking forward to my time on Arrakis and otherwise. Sir Jim West, thank you for the brand new sub. Universe 4L11 with another brand new sub, appreciate it. Cozy Daydreamer with a 4-month resub, thank you. Plethora with a brand new sub. Oh, Red Ops Kills too? Did you call it buttery? I did, yeah. Sometimes I feel like a really well-rounded, you know, a really well-rounded scene can offer a lot of flavor and depth and, I don't know, fat, but in a good way. It can make for a more satisfying and filling piece of writing, and I think that so far, in the whole single chapter I've read, Dune is doing a good job of that. You know, it's not just what's happening; it's why and how, and it's good. I think I also may be just hungry. I think it's coming up on lunchtime, and I got up early this morning, which has put me a tiny bit behind. Use that phrase in the future. Skin for Razagath is not 100% dropped, no. I don't know precisely what the drop rate is, but on average, our guild, which was somewhere in the range of 12 to 15 people, was seeing anywhere from 0 to 2 of them drop. Usually 1, sometimes none, one time 3, although I think it was a bigger group that day. Chris Lawley and Spiky Misses, thanks for the subs, guys. Hey Rena, appreciate it. Drop rate for me is 0 because I never get it. Oh. Realm of the Elderlings is long, well written with a lot of world building. .5% tracks. I can't confirm it, but I can say that that aligns with my own personal anecdotal evidence. Ever see a drop of the recipe for the ultimate power potion of poweredness? Yeah, they've dropped a couple times. My guild sells them. I still don't have the recipe on my alchemist, and I'm not really going to get it. I'm not too worried about it. I figure if I really wanted it, I would buy one. Oh dear. Oh, you're an elite. Oh, you're a big, scary elite. Okay. I can kick that. I can spell reflect something, maybe? Oh no, that's a buff. He's just giving himself 30% haste. You can't spell reflect that, unfortunately. Ow, that hurts. It hurts. Nope. Super dead. Super dead. It's a good thing I am not playing a permadeath challenge. I did not know the author of Dune wrote it based on Oregon sand dunes. I don't think I lived in Oregon for 7 years. I don't think I ever knew that they had sand dunes. That's news to me. Okay, so I spawned here. I'm trying to get Sundered Flame orders collected. It's all fine and good when I'm fighting the non-elite ones. Yes, if it drops for one of your characters, all of your characters are able to use it. It's an account-wide unlock. All of the Drake cosmetic unlocks are account-wide. If you want to recustomize them, you need to go to the Drake customization on each character. They don't automatically apply when you change them. You can customize each one differently, but you get the options unlocked account-wide. I've been looting the stuff off of the dunes. Just need the one more. I need one more. Also, anomalies recorded. Oh. With this thing? With that thing. Guido42 with giving it 5 gift subs. Pushing the hype train to level 5. Thank you very much. Which mounts from Mob World bosses am I missing? 1. The Cobalt Primordial Direhorde, Undasta. I did my, I think 11 attempts this week, 11 or 12. Nothing. I gotta get some more bonus rolls into a couple characters. They're running out. Be at the Portland airport May 1st for an 11-hour layover. Ooh! If it helps, I mean, first of all, I'm so sorry. That's awful. It's a terrible layover. I like the Portland airport though. Of all the airports I've been through, Portland's up there. They have nice fresh water bottle refill stations, which I appreciate. What did I used to get? I used to get, if I wanted like a vaguely healthy, easy to order and eat kind of lunch, I would get were they called Yummy Bowls? It had a kind of a silly sounding name, but they were pretty good. They had like a smiley face branding. Yum Bowls. That's what I used to do at the airport for lunch before I left. That or just Starbucks, but the Starbucks line's kind of a lot. One more. Oh, I see, from these guys. Not much to do right now. Terminal's being renovated. Oh, I see. Old, can't walk far. It is a big terminal. Uber to a movie? Yeah, I don't know about you guys. Like, that's a long enough layover that it kind of makes sense, but I hate airport security so much that I would rather kill 11 hours in an airport than try to leave and then re-clear security. I think it would have to be like 20 hours, 24 hours before I would consider leaving to go find like a hotel or something. Because then you gotta get all the way back through it. PDX not a big airport. It's big for not having like shuttles. Like the Seattle airport's huge, but it's got like a subway system. Chicago O'Hare, I've been there as well. And I don't remember anything except that I got a pizza, which had a surprisingly really delicious homemade tasting tomato sauce, but it was from like a hot dog stand. Got a plane, got there at midnight so I could be at the security before everyone else, was fine like that. Yeah, I like that style. I'm not a big fan of getting up early, but I am a huge fan of avoiding lines, and I like going through things when it's super quiet, if at all possible. You are elite and therefore scary. We're not messing with that. I need to find some non-elites that are less scary. There we go. In the first half of the stream, I genuinely thought you were leveling this warrior peacefully. I mean, I was for a while. I ran out of peaceful quests to do. I hit a point where I didn't have any left. 69 and 49%. We're getting somewhere. It's going dramatically faster now that I'm focusing on questing and side questing and not so much world quests. I think world quests are great and mining is great, and if they overlap with your the area where you're questing in, it's worth doing them, but questing is still, the old-fashioned way is still definitely the most efficient way, I think, to get experience, at least if you're questing. Not far off? Yeah, it picked up a good chunk, didn't it? Got a couple more to turn in. Still, nice. Am I losing heirloom weapons? I haven't been using heirloom weapons. The 60 to 70 upgrade doesn't get implemented until 10.1, so she's not wearing any heirlooms anymore. She's got full dragonflight gear on. Tracy with 10 gift subs pushing the hype train to level 6. Holy smokes. Holy moly. Oh, Furbolts. Pod. Congrats to those who picked him up. Huge gift sub day. And it's not even like a, I mean, I guess we've got Twitch drops right now, but I was thinking it's not even a you know, they're not giving you a harvest golem pet today. I don't even have very much hair anymore. Choo choo. We are on 7 now. We're halfway through level 7. Zaysar, thanks for the prime sub. Appreciate it. Green bar near my energy bubbles. That is part of my dragon riding week aura, which I apparently do still have installed. This isn't going to give me any experience, is it? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, rip. Oh. No, nothing. Nothing. All right, get around the corner. Get around the edge. It does not. Yeah. Subs to hair ratio. Yeah, we're gonna give up on that flag, dragon. My bird's out of gas. Great opportunity for the Drake break. I was all excited about it. I was checking my keybinds. I was thinking, we've got Drake break on. We've got it on a button. We've got it learned. It's here. I have yet to do the Furble grind to my main. Maybe that's a good project for tomorrow. I bet we can do that whole thing tomorrow on stream. I got a 3-hour stream and people were saying it would take 1 hour, but they might have been just really good gamers. So, you know, 3 hours should be plenty of time, right? Having a good time? Well, thanks, Basic Caboose. I appreciate that. It's definitely not like a, I'm not gonna sit here and bully or shame anybody that doesn't sub for any reason. It's a is Twitch stream, you know? I'm not Netflix over here. Did it during this stream, about 1 hour? Recommended dragon riding add-ons. I just use the one week aura. There are other week auras that show the information maybe more precisely or in more, I don't know, a more data-focused way, but I wanted one that left the dragon bubbles alone because I like the dragon bubbles. I just wanted a speed bar, and then the weak aura also puts little lightning bolts on either side of the bar whenever I'm going fast enough to be, pardon me, regenerating vigor. What's for lunch? An excellent question. I don't know. I am capital H hungry. Hungry. I got nothing though. Yesterday I had some broccoli. Naval Ireland, thank you very much for the 10-month resub. Hope you guys are doing well. I was reminiscing recently about our Disneyland trip and how long ago that was. Squash soup. Yeah, you're right. I do have soup in the fridge. I have soup in the fridge. I have no good reason not to. It's homemade. It's handcrafted. It's just soup. Took me 5. Didn't realize the elites drop multiples was killing non-elite groups. Bespoke soup. Good soup. I think what I need to do is accept that I'm not going to eat the soup soon, and I need to just freeze the soup today so that I can eat the soup. Because one day I'm going to be like really hungry and I'm going to be desperate and I'm going to be like, if only I'll be cold, which is an important component of soup desire. And I'm going to think, if only I had some stockpiled frozen soup, you know. And on that day, I need to have prepared for it ahead of time. So 3 Earthbind totems. Uh-huh. Hungry and desperate now? Hungry, yes. Desperate, sort of. Craving, not soup. Love finding soup in my freezer. A gift from the soup gods. You know what makes me feel better about soup is when I think of it as a value in terms of like money. Because if you buy like a carton of pre-crafted soup at the supermarket, once upon a time that kind of thing was a couple of dollars, but nowadays you're looking at like $7, $8 still. Groceries are still crazy inflated here in the island. If you want just like a Tetra pack of soup that you pour into a bowl and then heat up on your stove. And if that's functionally the same thing that I just made myself. Sandwich burger status? Yeah, I think that's approximate. You'll be willing to have soup if you're in prison. I am terrified of authority. I try very hard to be well-behaved in all aspects of my life. However, every once in a while, I have a brief thought of if I was ensorcelled, that's the wrong word. If I was involved, involved is a weird word for prison. If I was in either, through whatever circumstance, prison or separately the military, I don't think I would like it very much, but I feel like the structure would be good for me. I have an utterly unstructured life, and it doesn't work very well for me, but I've been unsuccessful at implementing and respecting self-created structure with nobody to hold me accountable to it, and no desire to rope anybody into holding me accountable to it, because then I'd be accountable, you know? It's a catch-22. Lipid War with a 3-month resub. Appreciate it. ADHD thwarts soup making. Make a sum. Only do it if I make broth. Read articles about broth versus stock. Then just have to buy soup. I used to, for a while, I was obsessed with trying to make my own broth by stashing vegetable scraps, like, clean, but like carrot peelings and onion ends and stuff, in a bag in my freezer, and then just cooking them down in the Instant Pot to make broth that I could then freeze or refrigerate or preserve and whatever, to then use it as a base for other recipes that call for broth. Because lately, I mean, usually what I do if something calls for vegetable broth is I just use a vegetable bouillon cube, and I kind of call it a day, and honestly, it's fine. I kind of like it. They're very cheap. I just boil some water and mix it up. I'm sure it's not the finest cuisine that's ever graced the land, but you know what? I cooked dinner. It's good enough. Honestly, the Instant Pot frozen vegetable scrap broth was not as good as the powdered cube in my cupboard broth. It was not gross, but it was not good. Maybe I had the wrong vegetables in it. Maybe they were frozen too long, but it had a unappealing flavor. It was a good idea that needed better execution. Rest pine furble slain. Structure being told what to do. Barely maintains any semblance of cohesion on a given day. That must vary between different countries too. Show up for stream 5 days a week, that's true. My Twitch stream schedule is currently the closest thing I have to military structure. What if I start a cult, but it's just me? I'm not allowing anybody else into my cult, therefore to keep my cult-like ways to myself. But if I hold some practices such as exercise, nutrition, meditation, etc., just generally healthy things, but if I hold them to be divine and I assign rituals to them, and I convince myself that this will give me divine powers, then maybe I'll actually do it. That's kind of appealing. What if I wrote some fiction that involved because sometimes you'll read something that'll be like a fictional book and it'll be about like an order of like a monastic order of warriors that lives in the mountain, and they eat rocks and they punch people very hard, and you're like, ooh, see, that's tougher than what I'm doing right now, but it also sounds more fulfilling, and then you get inspired to like make your oats ahead of time for like 2 days in a row. What if you did that, but you were self-creating the fiction to custom tailor it to your own motivation needs? This is, I've thought about this too much. It's gone too far. It's not helpful. Oh, Stoneheart's going to be in here. Appealing flavor. Get that with some ingredients. Kind of weird metallic slop tasting. I'm pretty sure my primary ingredients would have been carrots, onion, and garlic, because those are the 3 things that I ended up with vegetable scraps of the most often. I want to see top-notch DPS next dungeon, or you're scrubbing the toilets. Joke's on you, I've got to do that anyways, because keeping a nice, clean place is good. Had that same thought. Being the Messiah seems like too much work. Being the Messiah for other people seems like too much pressure. I might be able to do it in a self-contained way. I would live my whole life and people would assume, incorrectly so, that I'm just a perfectly normal, well-adjusted member of society, and then after I die, they're gonna read my journals, they're gonna be like, oh, she was nuts. Not nuts, but you know. You thought that she was eating vegetables and doing yoga because she wanted more energy and to feel more awake in the morning, but actually, you know, she was progressing to level 4. This thing hurts, man. I got nothing for that. Beebles42, thank you very much for the 9-month resub. Is it reflected damage? I guess I'm not paying enough attention. Furious Smash seems bad. It seems like I would prefer if he didn't. Oh, I was so close! Also, Shownuff with a brand new sub, thank you. Create your own symbology? Exactly. Messiah for myself only. Only me gets it. Well, the thing is, everybody would have to save themselves. Regular flying every time. It was the earth thing. Yeah, I think I'm just getting spiked by pillars. Epic Mouse, thank you for the brand new set. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. All right. This is a quest that it's expecting me to do. So you'd think I'd be capable. We're gonna do this. Oh, I've got a defensive there. I'm just trying to make sure I'm like using most of them. All right. Earth and Hold roots me, and it's unstoppable. Earth Torrent puts soak stuff. Furious Smash just hurts. I was doing okay before. Oh, I can kick Earth and Hold, okay. I don't know if I'll have an interrupt for it every time, but I've got 6 more seconds of Recklessness, and then I can pop Avatar. Does he still smash? He might still smash. Yeah, it seems much better. I think I was just not interrupting successfully. Or they nerfed it. See, now you can't come get me. Haha. What? Excuse me? That was the Spear of Bastion. Who are you? All right. Mr. Kitty Kitty Meowface, thank you for the 24-month resub. Happy 2 years. Okay. Yeah, it seems like he doesn't even do the earth thing as long as you kick the other one. Ooh, offhand. Shield. Translog. Although I should have checked to see if the other blade was a two-hander. That would have been good. I've got 2 to turn in. We are up to 68% experience. Primal Ceravite. Oh, I see. It's over there. Still an excellent name. Every month. Excellent name. How's the new patch so far? It's been fun. I know I'm not doing like patch content at this particular moment, but I was enjoying the Forbidden Reach. It's definitely not like a new tier and everything, but I think Kitty's decided that it is, you know, she's pretty close. It's 11:59. It's my cat alarm going off. Every now and then, I swear, I don't know when she would have heard an actual old-fashioned alarm clock, but I swear she's trying to do her best impression of it because she'll do like a rhythmic, repeated meow where she'll meow, 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 and she'll just keep doing it until either she gets tired of it or somebody goes to pet her and ask her what's going on. But it's generally because she needs me to transition activities. I need to get another 31% of this level for 70. But I think we can probably do some of that tomorrow. If I had to choose one favorite child, which subscriber has the best name? Ooh. I mean, this is going to be heavily affected by recency bias. There's a couple that always get me when they come up in resubs. Off the top of my head might be tough though. It's so hard to not just say Mr. Kitty Kitty Meow Face. Figured maybe something comes to mind immediately. There's a few. I mean, there's of course KSI 1CK. Who took like 18 months of telling me how to say it before I figured out what was going on. What else we got? All are loved equally. Yeah, you're right. That is the that's the right answer. Oh man. Did I get 10,000 experience just for looting that supply chest? I might have done. Alright, well, I'm gonna take her back to Valdrakken so she can get some nice, cozy rested in the meantime. Well, hang on. How hard is it to dispel an arcane bubble? The bubble's right here. Do I have like an item or something? Arcane bubbles dispelled. I do have an item or something. You never know how long it's gonna take me to come back and find this one spot next time. Kasumi, wow, thank you for the 34-month resub. The commander and Bodhi McPostface. I think the drilling noises are back, but they're like subdued now. They're calmer. It's a smaller drill. Primalist event is up in the reach if anyone needs. You know what I need to do at some point? And I don't think it'll show up here, but I need to keep an eye out for Primalist Fury. Storm's Fury. I can't believe the pet takes so many of those lightning Essence of the Storm items. Like the mount is 150. And the pet is like 100 or 105 or 115 or something. Like almost as many. And don't get me wrong, it's a lovely pet, but it's so many extra Primalist Fury Storms. The pet is... I'll figure this out. The Time Lost Vorquinful, this thing, 105 Essences of the Storm. The Elemental Overflow is not a problem. It's the first currency that takes some doing. No, it's 105. There's a toy. I'm getting the mount first, and I'm not that far off from the mount. The Skyskin Hornstrider is 150, and I currently have, what is it saying here? Well, none on this character, but my main's got more. Here, let's get her out of here. Primalist Pet Event in the Island gives you snail goo? Yeah, I want to work on that, but I haven't really been working very diligently. I think it really took the wind out of my sails when I was on stream yesterday and that one event just refused to progress. Yeah, my main has more than none. I think it's got more than 100. That sounds about right. I got some blacksmithing knowledge. Oh, kitty cat, are you coming to collect me? Do you know that it's overtime? All right. We can finish this tomorrow. 74%. We've got full rested for the whole thing, so that's no trouble. That's no problem at all. You want to come up here to say bye? Hi. You want to come up? Will you take a scooping, or you want to do it? You can do it. There you go. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. I appreciate your company on this fine Saturday. I had a wonderful stream. Cat seatbelt. I had a wonderful stream. Thank you so much, especially for the hype train, all the subs, all the gift subs. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll get that warrior finished and then probably find some Forbidden Reach stuff to do if I don't get talked into starting another Alta level. Thank you again and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.